Ladies and gentlemen, marks and tricks, sit on your ass and listen to this. It's the... Wait a minute. Sorry, wrong intro. Welcome to another edition of Mass Mats and Mayhem. I am your host, Justin Harvey. You can find me on Twitter at JustinHarvey75. You can find the entire show on Twitter at MMMShow75. I just had to start off by trying to steal some shit from the heels since everybody else does it. I felt left out. Figured today was a good day to do it. Sorry, Herb. You there, Urban?
It's okay. I'm here.
All right. Had to do it, man. It's an iconic podcast intro.
I came up with it while I was drunk.
I don't believe you. I don't believe that's ever happened.
Yeah, it never.
Anyway, introduce yourself. Drop your tag. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hacking our podcast again, you dick.
Always. I'm Urban Heretic 187 at URBANHERETIC 187. Sporting the Aztec pride. Back to you.
Love that shirt. Love that shirt. And I'm sporting the Lucha Click shirt. Get this on the Last Real Heels store on Pro Wrestling Tees. Don't miss out, people. Don't miss out. Good shirt. And thank you to everybody who ordered the new MMM Show shirt. Eric, you got one coming. Holy shit, Eric Van Wagenen's in the room. What's going on, man?
Wait, what?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, good. Hey, guys. You spontaneously caught me here looking at my kids' school pictures.
Oh, see, that's some adorableness.
Adorable. Guess I have offspring.
Yeah,
glad to see that Urban has upgraded his gear from that little cell phone that he usually records his podcast on. I see he's got a computer with a video camera attached now.
This is actually my new cell phone.
Just
Good job,
a better
Urban.
cell phone.
I'm proud of you. You've done good.
Thank you. Thank you.
So for those who don't have a clue who that guy is, that's EV Dub, one of the Hefes over there at that little tiny program that just happened to kick a whole lot of ass tonight, Lucha Underground. And then we got, let's see, who else is here? Byron, where's your video, Byron?
I'm here. I look better in still picture form from 15 years ago.
Agreed.
So, no, I'm at my parents' house for Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. And they got the base internet speed, which means I can only stream audio.
Wait. So that's actually you in that picture?
Yeah.
He looks fucking.
I thought that was Ben Stiller.
that does look like Ben Stiller.
Pythons, dude. He photoshopped those muscles or something.
No.
He's like, rip 'em, brah.
Anyone can look strong for like 1/200th of a second.
All right, Byron, before you make this show take 7.5 hours, are you going to just introduce yourself and give her your handle, or do you want me to do it for you?
At Byron Fever, don't listen to Justin. He'll say something else about being a ginger. And yeah, look me up on stuff.
You are like my 27th favorite ginger of all time, Byron.
Yeah, am I above or below your daughter on the list?
I only know 24 gingers, so you're 27. You figure it out. Casey, what's going on, brother?
You're
Hey,
better.
what's up? Casey at Lucha Gringo. I wasn't here last week because I was taking tests for teaching credential programs, and I'm halfway there. I think I did all right, but I got to take some next week and the week after, so you might not see me a lot.
Well, we are glad to have you back. You missed a very interesting episode last week where the other Hefe from Lucha Underground, Krista Joseph, stopped by. And I think he was expecting to see you so he could give you some shit, Mr. Casey.
Oh, I already feel like he shit on me enough by putting Sexy Star over for the title, so it's okay.
Oh my God.
All right, now what happened?
Sorry. I had to say it. I had to do it. I had to. It wouldn't be me if I didn't.
Well, look, there were a few people that felt that way, and I saw some of the comments out there. I will say this. Right after and during the show last week, I thought there was a lot of really positive stuff out there, and the people who really, really thought it was amazing, they were kind of all over it first. And then I felt like the haters kind of came on a little slower throughout the week, and then I started to see a little more. EV Dub, I mean, it's your backyard we're talking about here. How did you feel about the reaction to putting the strap on Sexy Star last week?
It went off pretty much how I think we all thought it would go off. I mean, look, I'm never going to fault these guys for pushing the envelope. I mean, like I remember the decision to do it actually came up fairly close to the match. I mean, it wasn't something that had been planned for a long time. But then, the season story arcs had to change because we had some injuries and some visa issues and a few other things that kind of had to sort of restructure the first half of season 3. And, you know, look, I said the same thing when Chris and Chris came to me and said this is what they want to do. You know, it was sort of like, well, you do realize people are going to shit on us for that, right? And they said, yeah. And I said, okay, well, you know, at least we know what we're getting into. We know that we're going to get a strong reaction from people, but, you know, we've never really done anything. I think we've never really tried to play it safe, and obviously the safer way would have been to not go that route. But, you know, look, we're not traditional, and we don't ever want to be traditional. So, you know, it was definitely a brave choice. And I actually thought that the reaction was mixed, but mixed in our favor. So, you know, hey, if more than half the people seem to be happy with it, that's okay. But you know what? I don't blame people. If they want to shit on it and they want to be mad about it, that's okay too. You know, there's probably something else that they're going to like. It was one of those things that, you know, the choice was made and we're going to live with it. And, you know, the reaction to tonight's episode, that was not a reaction to, oh my God, people don't like us. Let's quickly, you know, change the storyline. You know, this was always sort of the story as it was mapped out.
Yeah. And there wasn't really enough time for it to be a reaction like that anyway, because this was the next taping. So right. It's like, yeah.
The next morning.
Yeah.
It was planned to go exactly how it went. It's not like we got cold feet in the middle of the night and changed everything the next day. This was always part of the plan.
Well, I'll be honest, from being at the tapings, we really couldn't tell. Like, we knew that she dropped it back to Johnny right after. But the way things were shot out of order, and DJ was even saying this on the show last week, man, literally today we were talking in a DM. It was me and Urban and J-Man and Casey and Byron. We were all talking, and I was like, dude, I honestly don't know if she's going to drop it back tonight or not because of how crazy and out of order they shot stuff. Maybe they did shoot those two things consecutively, but maybe she holds on to it for like 4 or 5 weeks. I have no clue.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't know anymore. You guys have totally got my head twisted up, and I'm super, super mad.
We're the same way. I mean, every time I watch a show, I'm trying to remember how the hell this plays out. Like, I'm completely confused. I mean, we shot season 3 in March, April, May, and June of this year, and here we are in November. I for week to week, I've totally forgotten. I mean, I've forgotten how good that the match was tonight between Killshot and Dante. Because it was one of, you know, as you'll see, like that storyline is not over by a long shot, but that opening match was awesome, and I'd kind of forgotten that for a second.
Well, the Killshot Dante thing too was funny because I was telling these guys, I was like, yeah, I don't know if this is great. This is probably them feeling each other out and warming each other up, but dude, it really was just them feeling each other out. And that's what you get from those two guys when they're just getting started. Like, they're so amazing to me. Like, I had forgotten as well just how ridiculously good those two guys are together when they are in the ring. And that was just proof that they are fire.
Yeah, I think people are going to be blown away by the story arc that those two have, you know, that runs over the course of season 3. And, it's one of the most memorable. And when I think back on season 3 now, a couple months outside of it, that storyline is one of the more memorable ones for me, in particular, just in how it ends and you know, just the sheer athleticism of two guys. I mean, I think, you know, it was perfect matchmaking between these two. They complement each other so well, and I think that the fans are going to have new favorites by the end of this season.
I'm one of them. I had seen AR Fox wrestle maybe 2 times before I saw him start working at the tapings. And now he is my second favorite wrestler under Pentagon. And that is not faint praise. He's knocked Mil Muertes down a little bit.
No.
Yeah, I kept saying to him every time he'd do another match, I just kept pulling him aside because he's one of those guys that would get me out of the control room. There's certain people that, you know, I watch a lot of the shows from the control room, but there's certain people that you gotta have the live experience. Jack Evans is one of those guys. Not because mostly because of the stuff that he says that I know will never actually make the show, but I want to at least hear it once. So he's another one, and then Dante became definitely one of those guys where it's like, okay, Dante's going. I'm going to go watch this from inside the arena. But I used to say to him, "Hey, man, we've signed a contract with you. You don't have to keep trying to impress us so much." I mean, he was like, you got the job. And but the guy has no neutral, he just kept stepping it up every time. And I think that, he's going to make a huge mark this season, and Killshot too. I mean, we're a little more used to Killshot because he's been around for an additional season, but these two guys, really have a great program that they work this season.
Dude, I can't wait. I got to ask you this.
Remind you guys one thing, though. Killshot has merch now. So go buy it.
Get the Killshot shirt. We talked about that last week.
If you come look closely, I'll get up in front of the camera. I'm wearing my new Rabbit Tribe shirt.
Sweet.
So I got to ask you this about Backlash Part 2, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
And what all you guys kind of think about this. So Johnny Mundo, he's our first unmasked luchador champion, not necessarily luchador champion, right?
God, I hadn't even thought of that. You're right.
Yeah. So
I think Johnny Mundo would tell you that his face is God's handsome mask, but
yeah, right. Nobody's naturally that handsome.
So I will tell you right now that I definitely heard some chatter outside the temple when Mundo was crowned that it was kind of BS that there was a non-masked, non-lucha libre old timer, let's say.
Yeah, our first white champion too. I think maybe that's you're dancing around that. But look.
It's okay.
Find me a better wrestler on the planet right now. I don't know who he is. I haven't met him yet. That guy is unbelievably great for the show. He really is such a great utility player. He can go with anybody, male, female, big, small. He never ever gets hurt. I mean, I don't know how he does what he does and never gets hurt. He's just such a great workhorse, and I think, he really, he deserves it. I mean, he deserves it. He was there on day one, and he was constantly there when we needed a big match or something awesome. Like I said, if there's a better wrestler on the planet right now, I haven't met him. So, I haven't seen him. So
well, I don't think he was just
tell me if that's a bad thing.
I don't think he was just there on day one. I and DJ even kind of said this last week. I think he kind of saved day one. I mean, he made day one special.
Trevor, yeah, he and Trevor really did, and we were relying, but Prince Puma was an unknown. I mean, the indie people absolutely knew who Ricochet was, but Johnny, we were riding the John Morrison train at that point, and we were trying to draw people in, dangling Johnny Nitro, John Hannigan, whatever you want to call him. We were dangling that carrot out in front of our audience for the first half of season one. So he had to be awesome. He had to be great every week. And, Rudo Technico, it doesn't matter. That guy is exciting. And he's a special talent, and we love him on the show. We think he's great.
Okay, here's the question that we've all been wondering all day. The 4 girls sitting in the front row last week. How'd that happen?
I don't know. I think that they weren't plants. I know I read that somebody thought we'd planted them. No, they weren't plants. They were guests, and sometimes, whoever assigns the tickets, the seats, she doesn't know what the storylines are, but a lot of times if she sees, because, we have the stigma of being a heavily male audience, and if you look into our audience, yeah, it's heavily male. If a little group of, 4 cute girls, and actually the girls were one of our cameraman's wives and her 3 friends were in LA for like a bachelorette party. And, awesome. and they wanted to come to a taping before they were going out drinking that night. It was all part of like a little bachelorette party. And so they wanted to come, and our cameraman said, "Hey, can they come and get good seats?" And Josie, who sort of does the seat assignments in there, said, "Sure, we'll put them in in the front row. We can always use a stronger female presence inside the temple. And they were coming that weekend, whether or not. I mean, it worked out great for us because they were into it, and the camera got great responses from them. But that was hardly like, we put out a casting called Essential Casting to, bring concerned onlookers 1 through 4.
It was definitely TV gold.
We don't have that kind of money to do that.
Well, we were talking about that earlier today too. Like, people think a lot of times that the bleachers are stacked with, plants or whatever. And I almost think some of those guys should be willed in some tickets. Like, give Johnny his spot every week because that guy is amazing.
But at the same time,
and those guys who sit near John.
Urban plants.
What's that, Casey?
Meltzer called me an urban plants for Believers Backlash 1. He said we were all plants.
Dude, people do not understand. Like, you got to get up hella early in the morning and get down to the temple to get one of those bleacher spots if you want one. And even when we're going in, we're like, those are my homies, and we're like rushing to get those good spots. People really don't understand what goes into like making that believer section. But that's why you get the rowdiest, most awesome bleacher section in wrestling, is because those are the people that really want to be there.
Yeah.
Yes. They earn the privilege to sit in those seats.
Oh,
sure.
EB Dub will tell you too. We were crying so bad that we didn't get like into the bleachers for the last Ultima Lucha. We were just a bunch of little bitches about the whole thing. We're like, we can't sit in the cool section.
I was
we weren't the only ones, but we got you guys in.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah,
yes.
And what happened was when a lot of the VIPs left or whatever, we were able to get seats because we had standing room tickets. We would have stood, but
that was like the final weekend is crazy because we have our wrap party right after the Ultima Lucha, and so every wrestler wants a guest, and it's kind of hard when these guys are there and we have. And plus, that card is the biggest card of the year. We probably have 50 or 60 wrestlers involved on that day. And everybody is invited to the wrap party and everybody wants to bring a friend. So, boom, there goes our VIP seats, like just from cast tickets. So then, usually there's the El Rey network comes out because they make a big deal and there's an additional 15, 20 El Rey people. And I think Robert had sent some contingent. Mark Burnett had sent some of his people. That was like a crazy weekend. But we took care of you guys.
It was good.
We never burned anybody, but we
I was worried that you were going to have a soft
fans.
audience. I thought your audience was going to be whack at first. Like, oh man, no one's going to be cheering and chanting for Ultima Lucha. This is crazy. This is.
Yeah, we worry about that too.
Yeah, like I felt bad for you guys at first. Like, man, I know they put a lot of work into this, and if this crowd is soft, that's just going to suck for everybody. But it turned out to be pretty high.
The place
and the
where
VIPs actually lit it up.
Yeah, like we got a few looks that we were crazy when we were kind of turning it up a little bit, but then they started going with us, so it worked.
On the first day, we were like second row from the back, I think, or we had like one row behind us, and someone asked me to actually sit down during a match so she could see. I've never been more mad in my whole life.
I can imagine. We try to, there's one section where we try and put more of the corporate people, the either the sponsorship people or the MGM people or people that we think aren't going to get into it. We try to jam them into that one section that's mostly off camera. But sometimes they spill over into the the main sections. People they either get it or they don't. It's one of those things like you're either going to let your hair down, have a beer and enjoy it, or you're going to sit there and stare and say, "What the hell did I just get myself into?" Luckily for us, we've got our group, we've got our family, we've got our people that like to be there, we always push to have as many real fans in there as possible because obviously my job is to protect the show and whatever's on the screen is has to be protected and the vibe of the crowd is a big part of that.
Well, I think a lot of those VIPs actually got into it with us.
They do.
One grumpy bump right behind us whose feet were sore that did not want to stand up, and we were just not sitting down. And dude, when people see the end of this season, they'll know why we weren't sitting down. That was just not physically possible for any of us to do at that point in time.
There's no excuse to be sitting down in Ultima Lucha Trace, that's for sure.
All right, so here's my next question for you guys. How do we get the last real heels more over than they already are?
Kill us.
Oh God, Urban.
What?
Urban, where's J-Man?
They get mentioned by Stryker and Vamp. They get to be part of the Believers Backlash. I don't know. It's like they go back to the episodes that you guys were sitting in the crowd, and they cut those shots into every episode. It feels like J-Man and Urban have been in every single episode this season.
But we love that. That's what part of what makes the whole thing great. We need as much of that as we can possibly get. So
I strongly disagree in the putting the heels over. I don't even know who they are or listen to that podcast. I just want to say that. Hi, Urban.
Such a dick. So I'm curious to know what everyone's reactions are. I mean, we know Eric signed off on it, so he's got to like it a little bit at least. So what are you guys' reactions to Johnny Mundo holding the strap right now? Is this going to work?
I think it's going to work. I think Mundo has had that presence ever since he turned heel, where he's just so entertaining. He's working the cameras. He's working a live crowd. I mean, you don't see on TV half the times that he's flipping off the crowd and telling them to go fuck themselves. It's really cool. It's really fun. I kind of wish that Sexy Star would have held the belt longer. But that also makes me hate Johnny more.
Exactly. It makes you hate Johnny Mundo. If you're pissed off right now, hey, that's what they wanted you to feel. Good job, guys.
I feel it.
No, but I think Johnny Mundo's an awesome champion just because, like, not even knowing the stuff that happens later, like he's just delivered so much for me, like the all night long match.
Yeah, he's
the fun we had at that commercial shoot for the city of LA tourism. That was pretty awesome.
Did you guys go to that?
Yeah. Me and Byron did.
I didn't go.
I wasn't around then, but those guys went.
I didn't go. Yeah, it was me and J Ray and his brother James, and that was cool. Whom I had to jump off the office twice.
Weren't you nervous about meeting Puma because you had said some stuff to him when he was fighting Pentagon?
When I met Puma, I asked him to do a Cerro Miedo in the picture, like when he Cerro Miedo'd me in the face a couple weeks before, and he just laughed.
That's dirty.
It worked out. And Mundo's doing it too, so he actually asked me to show him how to do Cerro Miedo, Mundo. So I helped him out a little bit. And then we talked about Chingoncísimo a bit, which is good.
For that commercial, he really jumped off the office for it twice because they didn't use that.
Oh, jeez. Ow, don't tell him that.
No, I don't know. I don't think they used it. I think they used it, something else he did with Johnny, but he loves jumping off the office. I have this video of Adam and Helico practicing, and it was like Adam and Puma. And Puma didn't have to go that day. They kept taking turns practicing that shot. And he loved to do it. Anytime anyone was doing practice jumps off the office, we'd put a little crash pad in there, and he would always go up and do crazy stuff off of it. And he's a lunatic, but his mask is off, and there was a Pentagon and a bunch of other people with their masks off. Otherwise, I'd send it. I'd post it somewhere.
Urban, what do you think about Mundo's champion? You still there, Urban?
He's muted.
I'm muted. Champion. I'm pissed off.
You wanted Sexy Star to keep it longer?
I don't know. Hold on. Sorry, technical difficulties. Got to plug in the phone.
Got Urban with his pants down. Well, I thought you had a case of the Massaros for a minute there. I thought you were kind of getting gassy or something.
Apparently, Lucha Gringo left the call. This is a perfect opportunity. I hate Lucha Gringo. Fuck Lucha Gringo. I was upset. I was very upset. To see Taya screw over Sexy Star just pissed me off. No, I don't like Mundo as champion.
I love it.
Wow.
But
You're killing the room there, Urban.
So sad.
But what's the but? What's the caveat?
But I liked how it went down. It was good. I can't wait to see what they do from here. Lucha Underground's they're always doing something crazy, man. Did you see that fucking rabbit? Did you see the Rabbit Tribe debut?
Rabbit Tribe.
They were
Well, that
awesome.
was the next thing I was going to get to is Mr. Paul London got like the Y2J level intro here where weeks and weeks and weeks we're seeing the teaser and we finally get this guy in the ring and he gets a title match. He gets a trios title match right off the bat. Whose idea was that?
DJ or Roach, I don't know. I don't remember which one. Probably DJ. Look, we knew those guys were going to be over big time. Just, you know, and you guys saw them. They had dark matches, and we had different versions of what they would wear. You know, like we tried to get the gimmick sort of evolved in some dark matches there, and then once we kind of hit that sort of Clockwork Orange meets Mad Hatter thing, it just and Paul is so funny, and Mala Suerte and Saltador kind of got into their characters, and it just was so weird and bizarre, and we sort of assumed that it would be one of those sort of things that's so weird, how do you hate it? Like there's no possible way you could hate something that odd, and I think we were right. So, you know, we brought him in, you know, and Paul, you know, people don't understand is Paul's been involved with the show since I think season 2. Early in season 2, he's been an agent. You know, he works backstage and helps put together matches, and he speaks fluent Spanish and English. And, you know, these guys have been working on a way to bring him in. And he had actually had a match in Ultima Lucha 2 that we cut out because it didn't make a lot of sense. And we wanted to give him a bigger open.
Oh yeah, you know, I remember that, and I remember cameras being on that too, and I was like, oh well, so then the Rabbit Tribe thing's going to build, but it didn't. So
yeah, and then what was funny is our editors are, you know, when we originally had these promos, we have these editors, Ryan Hermosura and Nick Stoller, Hemi Hambone, and I don't remember Stoller the Baller or whatever. They just got really into these promos, and they started doing really weird stuff, and like Ryan would take his camera out into the local park, and he'd put little white bunny ears in front of the lens, and he'd dance around in the bushes, and then he would do a green screen hole, and he would drop the camera into the thing, and he just started going crazy with post-production. I think he was probably borrowing some of Paul London's special medicine. And
this is what happens when you let your editors work from home, by the way.
Exactly. This is why it's awesome. And so we started getting these clips of, Ryan took a swing at the Rabbit Tribe promo. And I don't know, initially it was probably just 2 or something, but they were so weird and funny, and we were all just marking out over them so hard. We just gave him the long, slow burn, and we kept putting in more Rabbit promos. And, you know, sometimes the best stuff is the stuff that you leave in because it cracks you up so much. You know, it doesn't always make sense, but if you're watching it and you're laughing every time, you know, we would all when we would screen this, we would all just laugh at these stupid, ridiculous promos. And so we just kind of leaned on it. You know, if a little is funny, a lot is even funnier.
Well, no, I love the uber long dick tease of the whole thing. Like, give me 7 episodes of promos just leading up to it. I just think that's classic.
You know, it was really, Ryan was just killing it with the editing. Ryan was just killing it with these little things. He's going out and at night, and he's shooting all this weird stuff, and he's trying to buy a bunny rabbit from the pet store, and then the lawyer shut that down, and we didn't have PETA reps, and we had to license footage of that little white bunny, and like the whole thing was so ridiculous that we had to get as much mileage out of it as we possibly could.
Was there anything you had to cut out or say no to with what he was trying to do?
No, I think there might have actually been one more that we lost for time. I think we just let him go crazy on that one. I mean, it was just, you know, it was just stupid shit, and we were all just sort of enjoying it. So we just said, "Go crazy, Ryan!" And every week we had a new something new to laugh at. And I'm trying to think if there's even one more. I don't know. I mean, we're talking about next week, and Casey, next week you are going to flip your shit. Next week is the greatest episode. Probably top 2 or 3 all time for me is next week's episode. For all 100 and whatever episodes, next week you cannot miss it. It is so good.
I have a feeling I was there, and I know what you're talking about. And
They teased it. They set it up. They set it up today
Yeah.
in today's episode with the Black Lotus,
Yeah.
the gauntlet match.
We were there for that, and
I wasn't.
we were sitting on the opposite side. Me and Casey were sitting on the opposite side. We were trying to, in the middle of the season, we tried to switch it up and do some different things with where we were sitting.
I wanted to say that because people were asking me where I was during Aztec Warfare. I was sitting over by the announce table instead of by the office.
Yeah, so
people
you'll
were like-
you'll see me and Casey kind of pop up in different places through the rest of the season, if we even make camera. Unlike J-Man and Urban, we're not just trying to get camera time. We're trying to enjoy the product from every angle.
I haven't even been on since season 3. What are you talking about?
Urban's always getting his shit in.
Who are you
always.
confusing? Who are you confusing me?
No, Urban is the best though, because Urban is my guy that I can go to like, is this cool or not? Because he wasn't there, so he's not going to mark out just overseeing stuff that he was there for the taping.
Oh, bullshit. Urban doesn't remember 5 minutes of being in the temple. I know that for a fact. He can't remember any of it.
No, but those first 4 minutes
You
that he
got me
remembers
there.
are
You
great.
got me there, man. Oops. That's that Paul London medicine, man.
Yeah. It's legal out here in California.
Yeah.
It is 100% now. Cobra Moon, I'm loving the acting level that Cobra Moon has kind of taken her game to. This is something that I wasn't really expecting to see. And you know, like, since we're guys that go to the temple a lot, we don't see any of the acting stuff. But I am honestly very surprised with her. And I loved what she was doing when she came out during the trios match today. Just like her presence was actually kind of setting it off. And we know all the stuff that's going on with her and Drago from the backstage segments and Vinny's gassy ass and all that nonsense. But like, did you know when you brought her in, did you guys have an idea that you were going to use her so much in vignettes, or is that something that just kind of came about? Like, how do you know someone can pull off the vignettes?
You don't. You know, you got to roll the dice a little bit and then adjust accordingly. You know, I think that she's definitely gotten better the more we've worked with her. I think it's hard when you don't have, you know, and people don't realize, you know, if you don't have Dario helping you in a vignette, you're kind of like, you're out there on your own. You're a little bit exposed. You know what I mean? When Dario's in a scene, you never really worry because you can always cut to him and he's doing something very interesting and he's got a facial expression that's selling the dialogue that you're hearing. And, you know, when you don't have Dario in a scene, then you have to sort of be smart about how you write it. You have to be smart about how it's shot. You know, and here she is, she's going in and she's doing a lot of scenes with Spanish speaking actors, which is, you know, totally, you know, and she speaks Spanish. She's fluent in English and Spanish, so she understands the dialogue, but, you know, it's kind of a lot to ask her to do. Especially, and she, you know, she wears a mask too, which makes it even more complicated. So yeah, she's done a really nice job, sort of, setting up the storyline and where that's headed. And there's more of that to come. And without giving anything away, you know, there's a really cool storyline that develops out of what she's doing now.
Well, I mean,
the last person she was watching was Daga.
Yeah.
Daga's gone now. We found that out, last week or the week before? That fool, well, as DJ said, you're never dead until you're dead.
Are you really dead? Until you end up on the lieutenant's wall. I'm not sure you're ever totally dead.
Yeah, at some point we do need to
Captain
figure out what the line
Vasquez has to
is
put
with
you up on a
confirmed.
poster.
Yeah, we need to figure out what the confirmed kill line is in Lucha Underground one of these days. But
We're not entirely sure. Sometimes it depends on the United States Visa and Immigration Department. But, you know, we're trying to be legal about that. We're trying to, you know, we have to make sure that everybody is working legally when we shoot them here in the U.S.
though, even more so these days, I'm afraid.
That's true, but I do know a guy, so maybe I can put in a word.
You do know, and you know what? It's funny because I said that. I was like, "Oh, Lucha Underground will be fine. Those guys will get in." Erica, just make a phone call.
Oh man, don't get me started.
I can't get you started because there's no way you could possibly finish that.
No, we would this. It's so nice for me to talk about something else because for literally 2 weeks straight, every conversation anybody has with me starts and ends with our president-elect, and I'm sort of over it. So I'm happy to talk about Io Shirai and the rest of the Stardom girls over Donald Trump any day.
Well, dude, and Stardom is amazing, and I'll say this about the whole Trump thing is like. The Lucha Underground last week and the UFC also, for me, couldn't have come at a better time. It's like, let's just sit back and enjoy something together, everybody. Like, I don't care where you side or where you stand. And, I kind of went back and forth with Kevin Cross a little bit about what some of his beliefs and issues were.
He's pretty out there, huh?
Yeah, and I asked him flat out, I was like, is this going to make you a heel in Lucha Underground or what? And he was like, oh, shit, I never thought about that.
It worked for Cage and AAA, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, he's a little more the real version of that. But nonetheless, I love Kevin, and I'm sure he's going to listen to this too. So, Kevin, I love you.
He's a good fan.
He's got a very open-minded opinion about everything. But at the same time, my point was that when Lucha Underground rolled around on Wednesday, at first it was like, man, I'm not ready for this yet. But then it was like, shit, that's exactly what I needed. And then the UFC rolled in on the weekend, and it was like, okay, this is great. More pissing Casey off with Connor winning.
Oh, boy. And boys, and I screwed up. I had called Eddie Alvarez win on that one.
You did call Eddie Alvarez, didn't you? A lot of people did.
Every time I brought it up, I said Eric Van Wagenen agrees with me, so you guys can fuck off. And we were wrong.
Although I will say that, can I make another prediction, or maybe I shouldn't?
No. Please do, because these are very entertaining.
Yoel beats the shit out of Michael Bisping. How about that?
I don't know if that's a prediction so much as prophecy. Like, I love Bisping. I'm so happy that he won. I am deathly afraid for the man that he's got to face Yoel.
I actually tweeted the second that challenge went out, it was nice knowing you, Michael Bisping. Because
that guy was a monster. He looked great. He's pretty old.
He's some Drago Apollo Creed shit. If he dies, he dies.
Yeah.
He's 39. Yoel's 39, so he's up there Bisping? Too. Bisping's 40. I think I want to say Bisping's 41. He's my age.
Oh, wow. A couple of old timers.
Yeah, and that's the thing, though. But does Yoel look like he's that age? No.
God bless science, huh?
A couple old timers. He met you and Bisping, Justin, not Yoel and Bisping.
Look, Bisping might have a chance against me, but against Yoel, he's toast. And, and poor Machida, he's getting up there too, and he just got suspended for 18 months for whatever he did. I feel bad for that guy too.
What happened there? Because I didn't hear that shit.
Oh, he popped hot for something that's not even like a really like a performance enhancing thing, but it's still on the banned list. It's like some minor thing. But, he took it in a supplement, and he wasn't trying to do it in competition or anything. They did a random test on him, and he popped hot for it. He copped to the whole thing, and he thought he would get a little bit of a leniency on the sentencing. But USADA came after him hard and hit him with 18 months.
Nice.
Got to stay away from that Thailand Red Bull. That shit's dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's like these guys have to stop shopping at GNC.
That's the bullshit.
Like, if it's not anything stronger than the Flintstone vitamin, you might want to think about it twice before you do it, because USADA is on these dudes now.
Well, honestly, if you want to talk about shopping at GNC, talk to CW Anderson, the wrestler. He'll scare you away from ever buying anything there again.
Tell the story.
Oh, dude. So he bought a bunch of stuff, and he was talking to the people there, and they were recommending, like, oh, you should take this, you should take this, you should take this. And he's like, fuck yeah, I'll buy all of it. His kidneys shut down.
Jesus. Like,
yeah,
what the hell's the GNC supplements that your kidneys shut down? That's horrifying.
Dude, I don't know, but they do say in some of the shit that, it could cause kidney and liver problems like Xience and stuff like that. So you never know.
Wow.
He's weak. He's weak.
Yeah.
Urban is not impressed.
Well,
Urban's drinking a protein shake right now.
John Jones is out now too, and whatever. I mean, look, if they're cleaning up the sport, great. Like, just whatever they do, I don't really care so much as making it even playing field. Because some of these guys, like, it's clearly not an even playing field on a certain extent, and it's like if you're not doing it, you're an idiot. If the other guys were doing it, so let's just like take it to the same level for all of these guys, and then find out who's really the best. That's what it's all about. It's like,
give them
you're gonna let it
steroids.
happen. Fine. Let them do it all. Let them all do it, and let them all be machines and robots and Drago from Rocky IV, and then let them all compete at that level or don't.
That's how Pride worked, and Pride was awesome.
Yeah, Pride was everybody was on the juice, and they just went in there and kicked each other while they were on the ground. It was great.
Yeah, just stomping some fucking heads. You get a juiced up roid monkey just kicking you in the face. It's great.
Well, we'll see how far that goes, because like hearing stuff like Rashad Evans now having possible brain problems or head injuries that may keep him out of the game forever, like that's not what I want to hear. I've met that guy. He's a great dude. Like I don't want to hear that story anymore. So if there's things that can keep that from happening, or at least relatively, and it's just tough. Like, and you got this guy Charlie Ward who just debuted in the UFC or whatever, who actually killed a guy in the ring. Like, how does that guy go on with being a fighter after that? I don't even know how you do that.
No, like all of the boxers that had it happen didn't really, right? Like Boom Boom Mancini, I don't fought after that.
No, he did fight after that, and actually his price went way up, like triple. Yeah,
I mean, I guess he's literally a killer at that point. So
I think
you
it
can
did
build
something to his head. I think it messed with him, but really cool book if anyone is into that story. What is it? It's something of the father, written by Mark Kriegel, but that goes into that whole story. But yeah, it's a heavy thing to for these guys, these boxers that do it. I mean, man, I saw someone almost get killed in a boxing match. I thought he was almost killed anyway, and it sort of ended his career, this match, and it's a tough thing to see. It sort of makes you question why you enjoy it.
Right.
Well, I mean, it is tough, but at the same time, you got to say that part of the appeal is, dude, this is serious. This is for real. Yeah. This is two guys really honestly putting it on the line in a martial combat kind of situation. And you never want to see bad things happen. I don't want to see the bad leg breaks. I don't want to see anyone permanently hurt. But the threat of that is implicit when you get into a combat sport. It really is. And it's sad and it's dangerous and it's scary, but at the same time, that hopefully will make people have respect for what these guys do as boxers or martial artists or combat performers of any kind, even wrestling, that they're putting their bodies on the line for your entertainment, for their families, for their paychecks. And it's a big, big deal when you meet these guys. Like, I've done interviews with them for these shows and whatnot, and I love it when you get those personal stories and you realize how important it really is. And it really is life or death for a lot of these guys when they go and perform, even though it's just a performance.
And I think when you're a producer, a TV producer of this kind of stuff, you always have to remember that. You always have to keep that completely in the forefront of how you produce it. And like what I say, and I know, like, I've done stuff with boxing and MMA and pro wrestling and Thai boxing. And the one thing I say, look, the show is most important, but it's a distant second compared to people's safety. We almost killed somebody when we were testing Bully Beatdown, if you can believe it. It was a complete freak accident. Snapped a guy's leg, compound fracture. He was in the hospital for something like 3 months. He had a blood clot, went to his lungs. Oh. Like, the dude almost died from just testing a stupid MTV show. And, living through, watching that, being 3 feet away from it when his shin bone is sticking out through his leg, that's pretty horrible. And you think about that, and every time, you fire up the cameras and you're shooting these people doing these stunts, I think about that every single time. And, luckily I've had a lot of the same safety people involved from the very beginning. The medic on Bully Beatdown is Cutman Carlos Vargas, who, has over 100 title fights in boxing. And he worked on every single show that I've done. And, you need guys like that. You need people who trust, and you need a team that all embraces the idea that, the single most important thing is the safety of the people involved, and it comes way over the show. And producers don't realize how real it all really is. I don't think.
All right, so I got to ask you this, since we're talking about injuries. Could Ivelisse have possibly been the first women's Lucha Underground champion if her damn ankle hadn't kept giving out?
I think it's possible. Yeah, I mean, I think, Evie's so popular; it's ridiculous. Like, she can't do it. People love her. I think that she got that opening spot in season 2, and you could tell how we treated her in season 2 that. We were thinking about it, and it was like, we weren't thinking about it in that specific case, but you knew that if people were buying into Evie doing it, I think she was a major groundbreaker for us because, she was obviously the first female to hold a title, a men's title in Lucha Underground. And she was the first female to get a one-on-one title shot. So she, broke a lot of those firsts. And I think that, there was a certain amount of, hey, let's gauge the reaction. To it. And, some people loved it. Some people hated it as usual. And that's kind of okay, I think. But I think a lot of people really respected her. And I think she was hurt at that point. Like like I said, this wasn't something that was planned 6 months in advance. This sort of was decided. I think, we had to change some storylines and change some people that were, going to be doing certain things. But she wasn't available to us at the time that episode was shot.
Yeah, which kind of stinks. I mean, dude, when I saw her scream, "Oh no," at that match, whenever that was a couple weeks ago, I got choked up. I was just like, oh man, I don't know if it was planned or written or whatever, but you can see it on her face after she does that spot and comes down on her foot that she's just like, fuck, this cannot be happening to me.
Yeah, that was a really bad week. I think that was the same weekend that Jack got hurt and then Angelico broke his arm. And I mean, it was just, it was either like consecutive weeks or something, but that was one of those times where you're just like, man, we couldn't seem to catch a break in those.
I think there was a little thing with Mr. Jeff that time too, wasn't there? Right around then.
With who? Oh, Cobb.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was right around there too. Yeah.
And Phoenix with 4 nose. Oh,
what a shit show that was. Yeah, that was.
Can we talk about that? I mean, it never airs, right?
Aired. It hasn't.
No, it does air.
But that was just some people getting into the moment, and it was like, what just like, what the fuck are you thinking? Like, I mean, maybe we'll talk about it after it airs. But yeah, that was some gross ass shit too. That was that was a lot to take in.
Just from the bottom of the stairs, we could tell it was gross ass shit, and
Yeah.
If you can get Casey grossed out, dude, you have gone a long way because this dude has seen every ridiculous horror movie that's ever been made.
Shout out to the Shutter series
every day too.
Okay, I gotta ask everyone this: who here has seen Enter the Ninja?
Me.
Byron, have you watched Enter the Ninja?
No, I work with too many ninjas, so
what does that mean? Ninja, please. What are you talking about?
No, I'm not referring to people like you.
What do you mean, like me? You don't like my tabby boots?
You're half Irish.
You don't like my shurinkens? You don't like my nunchucks? What are you talking about? People like me.
Everybody likes nunchucks, bro.
I hear white people say ninja too much during the day, and I have an aversion to ninja.
Oh, I forgot you work in the whole go ninja, go world.
Yeah.
Well, in honor of the impending ninja debut, I still say they're not really ninjas. They're Lotus Triad, but people keep calling them ninjas online. So
I'm very excited for that next week. I'm so pumped for that, and I'm still really bummed.
Byron, you're talking over Eric saying I'm right. Stop it.
He wasn't gonna say that. No one would say that. I'm just saying. The taping for next week is one of all the tapings I was really bummed to miss. Anytime I missed one, I was just so extremely upset about next week's episode, and I've been
I
waiting.
blame me and Casey because we definitely were like, dude, you should have been there. You missed some shit.
I was waiting in front of my house for you to pick me up.
I don't think we ever even told you what happened though, so you're gonna have to watch and see. But it was just.
Well, I know the Stardom girls, and I've been super stoked to see them. You know.
Yeah, you're not the only ones, considering people are trying to fucking steal them now. But you know.
Yeah, they came into town and they were on a card and down like Huntington Park or something. I don't know if any of you guys were down there for it, but Melissa Anderson, Mariposa, was on that card, and she told Chris or something like, you got to come check these girls out. They're awesome. And I just remember like DJ called me like Saturday morning or Sunday morning. He's like, dude, I just saw the greatest, because this was the summer where we were actively trying to find female rosters to add, female wrestlers to add to the roster. And he called me like first thing in the morning. He's like, I just saw the 3 greatest Japanese wrestlers. And one of them, Io, she's like, he described her as Japanese Phoenix, Japanese female Phoenix. He's like, you got to come check them out. So I drove down and I met like Marty Elias down there in Huntington Park, and we watched it was in one of these little rec centers, and there was maybe 200 people in there, at the most 150, and we just watched it, and it was just mouth dropped. I couldn't believe how good she was. And then that's actually where we saw Thunder Rosa. That's where we saw Cobra Moon. That's the first time we'd seen her. There were a couple other girls that were at that we really liked, and we tried. Who was it? It was she's a TNA now. She's I think half Korean.
Mia Yim?
Yeah, Mia Yim and what's that? Santana Garrett were on that card as well. And so we were just like, that whole card was just like stacked with great female wrestlers. And so, I met Mr. Ogawa, who is sort of the manager of the Stardom Girls, and started a little dialogue with him, and we worked it out so that there was one weekend that was open for that they weren't working, because those girls were booked like crazy, and they were headed to like Las Vegas, and so they had like the Saturday free or something like that, Saturday, Sunday. So that happened to time up well with Aztec Warfare, and those guys did a good job of, writing it into the storyline, and it was a home run for us. And when you see the episode next week, you'll believe me, it was fantastic.
Yeah, it's like Io Shirai. A lot of people have their eye on her. I gotta tell everyone to watch out for Kairi Hojo too, because she's fucking amazing. Probably
smoking hot too.
Female wrestler in the world. And her elbow is the best elbow in the wrestling business. Like, it rivals Randy Savage, and I know that's blasphemy to a lot of wrestling fans.
Oh, wow. Just say since Randy Savage. You can say since Randy Savage, and it's okay. You don't have to say rivals him like they could drop an elbow like Randy today.
Well, no, I don't. She doesn't even drop it like Randy. She drops it like she's completely trying to destroy both herself and the opponent. That's fucking awesome. Like, Randy looked like he was trying to kill you, but she was just, it's like reckless abandon. It's fucking amazing. It's like some shit a superhero would do. It's great.
Well, I'm not going to spoiler any of it, but I will say that during what the Stardom Girls did, appearing next week on the show, there were a couple of times, I think, where Casey and I actually collar grabbed each other like, what the hell are we watching?
Yeah.
What is this? Like, it was like, I spent as much time turning to Casey and looking at him and going, holy shit, as we did watching the match, for sure. Like, we had no idea, like, what we were, like, even how to process it.
It's a really good build between as the matches happen. The build is really it's just perfect. It's one of those few times where they send me late at night after the taping, they send me the line cut, and I never download. I can download it and watch it. Like, I woke up the next morning so excited by that episode. I downloaded the line cut, watched it that morning, and then went back to the temple, and we had a whole day. And it's one of the very few times I've downloaded a line cut to watch it. I think the other time was the original Grave Consequences. So I'm holding that episode up to a pretty high standard.
Speaking of Grave Consequences, can't believe you guys put freaking Puma in a coffin. So mad. Ugh.
What are you
Well,
gonna do?
Justin, I don't see you with a shovel. Where's your shovel getting them out of the ground, Justin?
Oh, you don't know what I do on the weekend, dude. I've searched all around Boyle Heights, man. I will get him out of the ground if I have to. I will make this happen. Damn it.
He's like hanging out like Ryan Reynolds right now with the cell phone.
Look, before we leave ninjas, though, we have to talk about Enter the Ninja. Eric,
Yes,
if you
we
haven't
do.
seen this movie, you have to watch
Oh
Enter
yeah. What is it?
Urban, Byron, you do. Okay, so I got to tell you, like, for some kids, it was watching Bruce Lee. But you have to understand that for my age bracket, Bruce Lee was on TV, and they were the watered-down versions of the Bruce Lee movies.
Yeah, they'd cut all the shit out.
They cut all the shit out. They had different names or whatever. Like, in my mind, there's like 18 Bruce Lee movies because they would change the name of his movies and water it down and make some TV cut out of it, some airline cut, as they used to call them. So Bruce Lee wasn't the shit to me. Then in like the mid-'80s, I was probably 9 or 10 years old. On VHS, I saw this movie, Enter the Ninja. It's a canon movie, Golden Globus. And one of them actually directed this because he was supposed to be doing the Death Wish 2 movie with Charles Bronson, but he got kicked off of it. So he came and was that Menachem, Casey?
Yeah,
which one of them?
Golem? Yeah. Oh man. Like if you guys want to see a little more about it, watch that Canon documentary, Electric Boogaloo, because it's fucking amazing. But
That is a great
I
documentary.
love this movie, Justin. Give us some history, man.
So, but for me, you got to understand, I'm a product of this generation, and I realized when Casey was like, dude, this movie's on Amazon again, I was like, oh, I got to watch it again. I watched it, and I was like, holy shit, this is where it started for me. And for me, it wasn't about the Chinese martial arts or the Kung Fu or the Shaolin Fists of Death or anything. It was these ninja movies. And I got into the Japanese stuff. My mom, even though she's a black woman, had lived in Japan in college and had studied abroad. And she had brought a lot of Japanese culture into our house. We had a full-size kodo, not one of those little ones, like one of the big ones. In our house, I had eaten sashimi in Cleveland, Ohio by the time I was 9 or 10 years old. Like most kids, you know, in LA, sure, but in Cleveland, Ohio, you don't go out for sashimi. We were going to like a very traditional Japanese restaurant for it. And I had Sapporo Ichiban noodles in my house, not like the Maruchan 23-cent ramen noodles. We had like the real udon and Ichiban, Sapporo Ichiban noodles. Like I grew up and I got into the Japanese culture. So when I saw a ninja movie and they were talking about Japanese martial arts as opposed to the chopsaki kind of Chinese martial arts and stuff that had been prevalent in the 70s and early 80s, I lost my shit. That was when I got into jiu-jitsu. I studied Isshin-Ryu karate. I started kickboxing. I bought tunfa, sai, swords, tabi boots, like... I lost my mind for the martial arts. That's what got me into it. I didn't even like boxing before that. And then Casey making me watch this movie again made me realize that this is the root of it all for me. I wouldn't be on this podcast now. I wouldn't be into any kind of combat sports or anything martial arts related if it were not for this stupid canon Enter the Ninja movie. And it wasn't the main guy. The main guy was weak. He wasn't even a karate guy at all. Like his stuntman was the guy who wrote the movie, was supposed to star in it, and then he ends up just kind of being the stunt guy for the white ninja, because you got to have a white guy in it, right? But you don't, and they found that out. The bad guy, Shokosugi, who was like, you know, 3rd or 4th build, real karate practitioner.
Yeah.
He's a total legit badass. He had nunchuck skills like Bruce Lee. All the stuff that you see in the movies is him doing it as practical stunts, and he is a ninja. He's the reason why you get Ninja Turtles, Ninja anything. I don't even think we would know what a ninja is in America if it weren't for this guy Shokosugi, and totally blew my mind. And I know I've gone off on a complete rant here, but I just got to tell you that this movie, Enter the Ninja, Canon Films, and there's a trilogy of them, Revenge of the Ninja and Ninja 3: The Domination, which has the girl from Electric 2, Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo in it, who was married to Craig Pelagian, by the way.
She gets possessed by a ninja. Really? She becomes a ninja because she's possessed by a ninja, which is freaking amazing.
Best ninja movies ever. Watch these 3 movies, people. Sorry to go off on a rant. I'm boring Eric to tears, other than the fact that
I'm gonna say it's gonna be on the El Rey network eventually, because these are in the El Rey wheelhouse big time.
Yeah, the guy you gotta pitch Skip on a marathon of this, because Skip Mason, the guy who directs all of our vignettes, he's as big of a martial arts movie mark as exists. And he has a ton of sway at the El Rey network. And so,
well, look, I got a bone to pick with Skip then, because they showed Trancers 1 through 5, but I am actually in Trancers number 6. I have a death scene in Trancers number 6, and it's the only one they didn't show. And I know it's a piece of shit, but
You
damn it,
gotta
I'm
show
in
your
it.
scene.
they ran out of money for number 6.
Oh, no. I think Charlie Band, the owner of Full Moon himself, doesn't like number 6 because the main...
Yeah. I tried talking to those dudes about it at a convention, and they quickly swept it under the rug and changed the subject. They do not like that movie for some reason.
But it's not my fault. I actually did. I was an audio guy. I started off the show as an audio guy. Then I was the dolly grip. And then the one black guy in the cast didn't show up one day. So they were like, oh, you know some stunt driving and stuff. You want to be his stunt driver? And then they realized that my skin tone and his didn't match at all. So they put me in as his henchman for basically the rest of the whole movie. And the martini shot of the whole film is me actually getting a line when a kid comes out of the jail cell and I say, hey, where the hell do you think you're going? That was the final shot of the entire production, was they gave me a line because I had just pretty much done every job on the film. But then, I feel like I got burned by El Rey that they didn't even show it. That was my big break.
Yeah,
I was like
we
25
got
years
to send
old.
that one to Eric, because once he sees it, he's going to want everyone to sell Drago's Mist like you sold the acid to the eyes, because it's so great.
Well, I will say coming up, you're on a run of reaction shots, Justin, that are spectacular. Just so you know that's coming. We were doing the mix on an episode yesterday, and there was full on, you can make a GIF out of it. It was that good.
Well, see, a lot of times the camera will come over towards me, and I get more fired up because I'm pissed because the cameraman's standing in my way. So I'm like, but that's actually at the cameraman to get the cameraman to move.
That's Brandon Haberman. You sit in Brandon's section.
Yeah, Brandon's pretty cool though, man.
Brandon's a mark, man. Brandon is he drives down from Utah to he sleeps in his car just to shoot Lucha Underground, and he was a cameraman for me on Tough Enough and Legends House, and he's also done Survivor and Apprentice and all the other Mark Burnett stuff. But he I used to, he would be wearing his rock T-shirts on Tough Enough. Hey Brandon, you kind of need to be more. Why don't you wear your crew shirt and not be such a mark, please? He kind
of looks like the heavy metal version of Chris Hardwick from The Nerdist and Talking Dead and stuff.
Yeah. But he is as big of a wrestling fan as exists on our production.
Oh man, there was a small portion of the season, which is right around Graver Consequences, that he wasn't there, and there was a different cameraman in his spot, and we missed him so much because that new guy got, right up our nose with the camera.
I remember that week.
We're so glad to see you. Don't ever leave again.
No, but the guy who subbed for him was Peter Weary, who's he's one of the best cameramen he's the DP on Survivor. He's the DP on Apprentice. He shoots all these crazy. He's this Dutch guy living in Brazil. He's got 23 Emmy nominations or something completely ridiculous like that. He's an amazing cameraman, and he wanted to come shoot Lucha. And the signals got crossed between me and the line producer, and poor Brandon got bumped that weekend, and I felt terrible about it. But Peter's he's a legit dude. His camera work was great too.
Yeah, he got up there in those crowd reactions though. I was worried I'd have some bats in the cave or something because he was right underneath, But it was cool. It looked cool on TV. I like seeing my face.
I love that you have people lined up trying to work on this show. It's
that kicks ass, yeah.
It's on the end of the dial. What's the rating? The ratings are under 2s, and you have the best people in the business dying to be on this show. More people need to be watching this freaking thing.
people have fun doing it. You know, we had like Scott Duncan came once. I don't know if you know Scott Duncan, but in the TV business, he's like, you know, he's sort of royalty when it comes to directing and shooting camera stuff. He has, I think, 30 Emmys, actual wins. He does all the film packages for the Olympics and for all these major sporting events. And he'll call me and say, hey, can I come shoot Lucha? And I'll be like, dude, I don't have any money. I can't pay you. He's like, no, I'll just shoot for free. And he just shows up because he's in town and he thinks he has such a good time. And then he just brings a camera and he gives us the disc and he's like, have fun with it, you know. And we don't even tie him into the control room. He does variable speed cameras and he goes in and he shoots all this stuff and then we use it in all of our promos and our previously ons and all this other kind of stuff. I mean, he's really legitimately one of the top cameramen in America right now. You know,
this is a boss's wet dream in television, because all of your guys that you have right now have to live in fear every day because there's like 20 people that want their freaking jobs. Like Stolman better watch out for me and Byron because we're coming. Like, dude, don't ever mess up because we will be on the phone to EB Dub tomorrow. Like, dude, what's up? I'll take you.
Yeah, I did the official timekeeper duties on the little cricket tour. So
yeah, what's up? Wait, Eric. We saw how well you do your duties. You do your duties so well that you got your ass beat. What happened there?
I took a bump. It was good. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but Mill would, for fun, you know, he'd see me on the set, and I'd always have to kind of be careful where he was because he would walk by me when he was going to go throw somebody off the balcony, and I would be standing there, and he would just take a shot at me. You know, he would just like he would reach out and he would glare at me, and then he would push me or he'd shove me. You know, and like if you know Rick, he's the sweetest guy in the world. Like I almost hate saying, you know, I don't want to break kayfabe or anything, but he's like literally the nicest guy, and he was always, when he sees me during a match, and if it's kind of a moment where a throwaway moment that we cut out of, he'll just give me a shove me against the bleachers or something. It's kind of an inside joke. And then he was coming out. He saw me sitting at the timekeeper's table, and he goes, "You the timekeeper?" I'm like, he goes, "I'm gonna come punch you." I said, "All right." And so like he had a match with Pentagon, and he was hitting him with everything. He was, you know, throwing all kinds of chairs and shit at him. And he comes over to grab the bell so he can hit Pentagon with it. So like the good timekeeper that I was, I reach out and try to pull the bell away from him, to which he just drops his hand and he clocks me. And I swear, like, I was expecting it to be, you know, I said, look, you can hit me a little, you know, you can make contact. He just, like, I could feel the hair of his knuckles on my cheek. And then I just, you know, sort of like did the hard sell. But,
like, oh yeah, now's the time that I have to sell this.
Yeah,
that's the hard part about it.
And nobody knew, and nobody else knew that it was going to happen. And if you see DJ and Melissa are like, what the fuck? And even Tony Jensen's like, ah! You know, he's trying to get out of the way. Nobody but he and I knew that moment was going to happen, and it was hilarious because like even the medics came over to attend to me, and I'm like, no, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Everyone just thought he got a little carried away.
Yeah. They thought he'd really hit me.
Hey, look, that's the best work in the whole business. I mean, you know, Jerry Lawler and Andy Kaufman will tell you in a second that that's the best work in the business is when nobody else knows it's coming.
And it's also having a good punch is very important in the business. I'm on a lot of wrestling message boards that are very, very enthusiastic about Mil Muertes' punching ability as being some of the top-notch punches in the business.
Yeah, it looks like it hurts.
Yeah, it looks like especially Puma's sell of it, looks like he's taking his head off every time, which is pretty awesome.
He got as close to my cheek as you could possibly get without making contact. It was awesome, you know, and there was no practice or anything.
Just circumcise a fly with a punch. He's so accurate. That's awesome.
He's a moil. Wait, so was this the same day that DJ decided to get involved too?
I did my spot in show 1, and I think DJ was like, shit, I got to get in on this. This is too much fun. And Vamp too, you know. And look, that was our last show, so we were just like, you know, we were being stupid. We were just like, let's just put on a big show for the fans, and let's give Marty this big spot. And, you know, it was sort of like the end of 3 long weeks, and, you know, everyone was just sort of having fun. And it was a lot of our regulars were down there, so everybody was kind of into it. yeah, that was the same day. It was just that mine was in the first show and DJ's was in and DJ really went for it, man. He went flying off the apron and took a hard bump and.
Yeah, we saw that, and believe me, I understand that's kind of what WWE has instilled in a lot of people that have worked for them. Like my old boss and mentor in reality TV, he went to work up in Connecticut for a while, and they made him bump too. He was a total not TV guy. They put him on TV for a couple of weeks, made him bump, and just like he's got, they get it in their blood. I think they do something.
DJ when he was Big Dick, he took a lot of bumps during that time. I mean, a lot. So he sort of. I mean, he's 10 years older, but he sort of he was excited to do it.
But God, if I was in his position, I would have had my arm broken by Pentagon on national television like 3 times by now. So he's showing a lot of restraint.
Yeah, that's true. It may happen.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
Ooh.
As long as none of the believers are getting their arm broken, because I don't think I could handle that.
I'm
cool. I want to keep both my arms, but I will volunteer any.
I did first, Byron. I did first.
Well, look, we've always said if the action comes close to us, we'll sell.
Yeah, we'll sell it. We have issues with some of the fans not selling properly, but we'll cross that bridge.
We have to have a conversation with some of the believers. The return of the Mac chants need to be a little more on beat. Let's get a little more on beat, folks.
That gets wrecked.
That wasn't on the beat.
Yeah, I mean, but we don't want you to have to do that in post. Was that you, Urban? You started that problem?
Oh my God, Urban's alive.
It's really fun watching Justin while people do chants very poorly in the temple. He gets
so mad. He's like gritting his fist, like balling his fists up like he's gonna punch somebody, but then he unballs him to clap.
I just want my Latino brothers and sisters to have some timing and some soul when they do it. Just put a little something on it.
So are you saying us honkies are like a lost cause, Justin?
Offended.
You guys, I'm not even worried about. Like you guys, I just say, okay, they're going to do what they're going to do. I'm talking about my Latino brothers and sisters. Like they have some rhythm. They know what's up.
I think the problem is everybody's following Sean Scoville's lead. And they're not.
Oh, you're so right. You're so right.
He did get the best reaction shot in Lucha Underground history.
He got the only dead end to camera first person breaking the wall reaction shot in Lucha Underground history. That's why it was
my favorite reaction shot ever.
That meme of the gopher that looks over his shoulder and the camera pats. That's exactly what he did. He's the gopher. It was amazing.
So good. So good. All right, so I gotta ask you. I ask everybody about this. I'm gonna ask: is Kevin Cross the bunny? Is Kevin Cross what is Kevin? What are you guys doing with Kevin Cross? Nobody will tell me. Kevin won't tell me. DJ won't tell me. Eric never tells me. What is going on with Kevin Cross? We know he's coming to Lucha Underground. What are you guys doing with him?
Oh, this is a slow burn. You're gonna have to wait and see.
Okay, Eric. For this hint, is El Bunny going to be the same person El Bunny was at the beginning tapings?
Was there an El Bunny at the beginning tapings?
Like, if you watch the first episode, there's footage of El Bunny just randomly spliced in there, like he did a dark match or something.
Oh, God, I think you're right.
And everyone messages me on Twitter saying, what the fuck is this? And they send me the pictures. I'm like, dude, I don't know. But I would say that even if I knew, but I really don't.
I'm trying to no-sell you here. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, man, you're getting no-sold again. All right, but Kevin Cross, you guys do have something cool planned for this guy, right? Because he is absolutely killing it everywhere he goes.
Yeah, he's great. Look, it's not completely set in stone yet, and so we don't want to hesitate to say too much because, we've been known to pull a 180 real quick and do something different at the last minute. I mean, there's a lot of guys whose gimmicks changed like the week before they were supposed to be something else. So he will be a prominent character in season 4, no doubt.
Interesting.
Well, okay, so then season 4, When is this happening? Is it January 14th? Is this date that I've heard kind of out there in the air?
No,
that
I don't. I think that's too soon. I think you mean as far as like taping or
just tapings.
I think January 14th is too soon. We have to. There's a lot of business reasons. El Rey has the budgets have to line up by calendar year and things like that, and so we won't be shooting it. We won't be funded for it anytime in 2016, and so we want it to happen at the right time in 2017, and then we have to rebuild the temple because we've taken it down. So January, not likely to happen in January. To be totally honest, more likely to be later. We want to try and get it in before it gets too hot.
Yes, we would like that as well.
Yeah, me too. Ideally, we're shooting it in the spring, but there's a lot of balls up in the air right now from the LLC level and from the El Rey network level. There's a ton of things that are being sorted out and are being decided for calendar year 2017, and I feel extremely good in telling you that there will be a season 4, but until there's an official announcement, until we have a schedule and a budget approved, I don't want to say much more than that.
I get that.
You guys have a ton of time, right? There's still 20 episodes.
Yeah. What was today? Today was episode 12.
Yeah, there's 28 episodes left.
Yeah.
Oh,
we have 40 in the order.
Kill me.
That's 7 months of television right there.
Exactly.
Urban, are you upset that you got to do 28 more episodes of your show this year?
Yeah, I am. That's a lot of work, man.
You can always come on our show and release this as an episode of Last Real Heels. Justin will let you do that.
I totally will.
That's what I'm doing right now, man.
We won't know.
Okay, so we've heard some tale that there may be some changes at the temple if and when it does come back. It seems to me like everybody's trying to get their shit in, quote unquote, right now for what will happen with season 4. Mm-hmm. I mean, are there big plans that you can discuss of things that you'd like to see happen? I mean, whether they're approved or not?
Well, I think, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean as far as rebuilding it, maybe making it a little different or a little bigger, or hold a bigger audience. There's some, Kelly, our production designer, Kelly Van Patter, she's getting bored, and when Kelly gets bored, then she makes it miserable for all of us. And so she's got some ideas, and I'm sure gonna pitch us on some crazy stuff. And that's you look forward to that. You guys know, working in TV, you have to resist the temptation to get complacent and to settle into things. And obviously you want to keep the special sauce on what works for that environment. But at the same time, you want to make it feel like everything is evolving and that everything is taking risk. And I think that that's the part that we're all, at least, we're comfortable with the idea of, we're going to take chances on things, that some of it we're going to step on our own dicks, and sometimes we're going to hit a home run. But going through the process is the fun part. And, we don't feel the need to ever play it safe, because if Lucha Underground goes belly up and disappears, we'll all work again. We don't have to give up our houses. We'll just work on a less fun show. I know all these guys that work on the show, they work on a lot of different shows. We're freelancers. We work on a lot of stuff. So we're okay taking big swings and seeing what happens.
Well, are you going to get Chris Roach back? Because that dude works a lot.
Yeah, he's the EP on a network television show. And he I think so, because when he's doing Lucha Underground, he's also a script writer. He wrote whatever that last Liam Nonstop, was it? The Liam Neeson movie? Is that it? Nonstop? I think that was the name of it. He spends a lot of time writing, and Lucha Underground allows people to have a lot of free time during the week when they can do other stuff. Guys, want to pitch, or they want to, do other stuff. There's a lot of freedom in working on Lucha Underground when you have a Saturday, Sunday job that pays a competitive rate. And if you've got other things going, it's really ideal. And we have a bit, like you were saying earlier, we have a deep roster of people who work on the show. Any one of the cameramen has a booking somewhere, on another show, we got somebody willing to jump in and take their place. So, we have a deep bench on Lucha Underground, but Roach has a lot of fun, and he's doing Big Brother right now. He's doing the internet version of it.
Yeah.
And they love him on that show, and he's great on that show. And that show's not my cup of tea, but like all reality show, I want it to succeed. Because it's good for business.
I actually feel bad because I'm a huge Big Brother fan, and I don't have the CBS over-the-top app yet, so I'm missing this one. This is the first Big Brother of any kind. I apologize, Roach. This is the first Big Brother of any kind that I have missed. I have seen every single episode of Big Brother for 16 or 17 seasons or whatever, and I feel horrible that I'm a Lucha Mark and a Chris Roach Mark and a Big Brother Mark, and I'm not watching his damn show right now. He's going to kill me. Please apologize to him for me.
If it makes him feel better, tell him that Byron used to work on the show as well. Right, Byron?
I worked on season 6. I won a lightsaber in the rap party raffle, and the batteries still work.
Yeah, I can verify because I have played with that lightsaber at his apartment.
Wait. Are we insinuating that Byron doesn't play with his lightsaber enough? Because I don't know if I believe that.
I don't think Byron has a lightsaber.
I think he's teasing when he says it still works.
Yeah.
Wait a second. I'm the youngest guy in this room. What are you talking about?
I think it's pretty great that Byron has a lightsaber when he probably thinks it's from fucking Star Trek, but
I got a
no
red
nerd cred is what I'm saying. Zero nerd cred for this guy.
He did. He got one of those red Klingon ones. So, okay, Eric, my last question for you.
Yeah, because then I got to go watch Survivor because my kids don't love Lucha Underground, but they love Uncle Matt's Survivor.
Yeah, the other Van Wagenen sticking it to you again.
Dad, like my daughters and Dad, are we going to watch Survivor? I'm like, well, how about Celebrity Apprentice? That's coming January 2nd.
Oh, what was that again? January 2nd for Celebrity
January 2nd.
Nice.
I got to get my Arnold on.
I think everyone's going to have their eyes on that show, given the current climate and the former host. I think you're going to have
I'm going to have my eyes on it because of the current host. Hello, Conan the fucking Barbarian. Come on.
Current host is pretty awesome.
Well, he should be Conan the King, though. Let's be honest. He should have gone and made Conan the King instead of another Apprentice show.
Well, that was going to happen, but Paradox Entertainment kind of fucked it up a little bit. But
I know. I'm a little upset. I'm a little mad, but I'm sure Eric's happy.
I'm happy. That guy's the coolest. I loved working with him. He was the best.
Yes.
I probably shouldn't have just said that about Paradox Entertainment. I don't know anyone that works there. Don't worry.
Look, we all want to see Conan the King. We want to see Celebrity Apprentice with Arnold, but we also want to see Conan the King. We can say that. So here's my question for you. Lucha in Vivo, Lucha on the road. We've talked to you kind of in the past, but now you've done this little tour. First of all, how'd that come about? Was that something Cricket threw at you guys, or was this part of a plan to try to test out Lucha on the road? Because it didn't exactly seem like what I know we had talked to you about ages ago with maybe taking the show on the road. And that's still a different thing, right?
Yeah, that's a much different experience, and they came in and they've sort of like they've been a good partner for the El Rey Network, and they've shown a lot of interest in our product specifically. The purpose of it was really, sort of a marketing activation kind of thing. We went to places where there would be, a lot of people, like the Cricket demographic, whatever that is. And they picked the locations, they booked us. They essentially paid for the tour, and that's why it was free, and we didn't charge for tickets and do anything. It was turned on very late. Like, it was literally, we had like a week to promote them once they started, but the turnouts were great. I mean, we had very full houses. Phoenix was the shortest sort of promotional window we had, and it was also 98 degrees in blazing, no shade sun. And so
was that the one where the ring also maybe wasn't the
where the ring broke, and like the first half hour of that was like, oh my god. But the second show rolled around and it cooled off a little bit. the crowd was into it. They were full, and then both Houston and San Diego were great crowds and good events. And we're hoping to expand our relationship with Cricket, and we're also talking to other advertisers who would come in. Certainly, I think if we did a tour, it would be. It would probably have a different aesthetic. It would probably be something at night in a place that we could light, and with ticketed seats and things like that. But this was definitely kind of a good test balloon to see what the crowd response would be.
Yeah, glad it went well. It looked like everyone that went had a lot of fun. Like, Cricket's always been really cool to us as fans. Like, I remember them hitting me up on Twitter asking me who my favorite wrestler was for their Wrestler of the Week and stuff like that. They have always been engaging us as fans. Yeah, that's really cool though.
No, they were great. They I think would be a great partner for us, and hopefully we showed the enthusiasm of our fan base. And they'll get behind our product, and that's really the key for us, is to find a few sort of key sponsorships, people that will grow with us and invest in the things like that we do. And we're building them. We've got a few others that we're developing relationships with. These things just when you work for a big company, they take time.
Well, cool. I kind of wanted people to hear it from you, too, because a lot of people, I feel like, we're getting the impression that this was the Lucha Underground on the road that they had been hearing you and DJ and a couple other people talk about. And I was saying the whole time, like, no, this was something I feel like they put together a little more impromptu to kind of conform to what a sponsor wanted to do. But it was also a good test run for some of what they want to do. But it's not what they were talking about doing. Like, this isn't the end all of Lucha house shows on the road. There is still certainly more to come than just this. Yeah,
we had a limited roster of people we could bring, and we were constrained a little bit by the locations, but people found it, and people were chanting and cheering, and they were into it, and I think that I know that Cricket was very happy with those events.
That's awesome.
So one small piece at a time.
And I do want to say to the advertisers out there that I have bought things because they've advertised on Lucha Underground. Like my phone, I have because they advertised on season 1.
Oh my God, chill harder, you fuck.
It's even better because it's Kazuya from Tekken saying it, not Urban's face.
I love it though.
Is that a plate full of Casey? Is that a plate full of pizza bagels I see in your lap right there?
Yeah, I'm munching on some bagel bites right now. Just so like awesome. I gotta say, bagel bites. Come on, Masquerita. They tease him with the bagel bites when he doesn't have a mouth hole in his mask. That's dirty, man. Poor guy.
Speaking of Masquerita and Son of Havoc, you got to see a bar scene in a commercial for this what was it? El Rey, their Thanksgiving thing that's hosted by Stars.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking that Thanksgiving thing. Justin, save me, God damn it!
No, you said it right. I didn't have to save you. It's the Thanksgiving marathon of
fan favorites,
and
favorite episodes.
Mm-hmm. Fuck Lucha Gringo. I'm going away now.
I love every bit of it.
I love Urban. He's great.
All right. Well, Evie Dub, we'll let you get out of here. I know you got to watch your brother's bigger, more heavily, highly rated show.
Less awesome show. Thank you.
Although this season's pretty good, I gotta say. I feel like
really good.
they've done a good job this season. I'm into it again.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I thought they kind of brought it back a little bit too. Even though I've watched every season of Survivor as well, I'm kind of a mark for those shows. But look, congratulations to your brother. We'll never have him on. We'll only have you, so you can at least hold that one thing over him that like tens and tens of people watching the MMM show will definitely like you better than your brother, and you'll have that small little satisfaction.
Show him your shirt that's coming. and say, I got one of these and you don't.
Yes, Byron did purchase you an MMM show shirt. He got them for your colleagues, DJ and Roach as well, I believe.
Yes, and I owe him a 100th episode T-shirt in exchange.
So send him your address or whatever, and we'll make sure to get those shirts over to you. But thank you for joining. I'm going to talk to these idiots about Goldberg and Lesnar now, but you can get out of here.
Didn't watch it. You guys have fun.
Where's my 100th episode shirt? What the fuck?
I got one for you too, Urban. Hey, Urban.
Woo!
You say hi to J-Man, okay?
I will.
All right. Take care.
Yeah, Urban, give him a big kiss for me, Urban.
Oh, that was the Hefe, Eric Van Wagenen. All right. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about this forever. He is a cool guy. Lesnar, Goldberg. I want to know what your guys' thoughts are, because that was one of the other big things that happened.
Right.
I loved the booking.
Can I lose my mind about it?
Go ahead.
I'm back.
Okay, listen. Vince, motherfucker, whoever was responsible, I don't give a shit. Look, you job Undertaker at fucking WrestleMania, you end the streak to Brock Lesnar, then you have him job to Goldberg in 90 seconds. So what you're telling me now is that Goldberg is better than The Undertaker. That shit does not fly with me, sir. Because you know who's better than The Undertaker? Fucking nobody you got, buddy. So let's just let this rest.
Okay, so you're mad about the fantasy math. All right, let's see what Urban's tat is here. What's your tat?
Oh shit! Urban has a Goldberg tattoo. What a mark!
That's worse than W Lucha, man.
Wait, put that up again.
How is that worse than W Lucha?
Hey, you know who else has that tattoo?
I didn't say anything this whole goddamn episode.
Urban, put that shit back up so we can see it again.
Urban, you know who else has that tattoo? Do you know Chessman from AAA? He has that same tattoo, and he's a fucking wrestler.
I actually went to high school with a guy that has the same tattoo. It just happens to be bigger.
Well, I mean, that's a old school tribal tat. I mean, Goldberg probably got it because you guys had it already, right?
Yeah,
or did you get it after Goldberg?
Well,
Chessman got it because of Goldberg, but Chessman had to add some shit to it so he doesn't get in trouble now.
Okay, Lucha Gringo, shut the fuck up for a moment. Let the real fucking star here talk. All right.
I can't see you. It's too dark.
WCW was in the South,
and
I got this tattoo in the South. That's all I'm saying.
So is he your favorite dude?
You know what?
That's like one of the ones you pick off the wall in a tattoo shop?
No, yeah, it is. It is. I was 18, you asshole.
So do you have an NWO Wolfpack tramp stamp also?
No. I had one of those, and that has been removed. I got that completely removed. It's all taken care of now. You know, my younger days, I was a little misinformed about what was cool and what wasn't cool.
It's okay.
I never owned a Goldberg shirt.
NWO tattoos in very sensitive places.
So
no, we don't.
I want to know what Urban's thoughts are on the Goldberg Brock thing.
Yeah, let us know, Urban.
What's your hot take on this?
Oh my god!
What do you think about The Undertaker? Also,
I like The Undertaker more than Goldberg. I like Brock more than Goldberg.
What? Yeah, me too.
I don't understand. This guy like killed The Undertaker, and Goldberg beats him in such a short time period. That doesn't make any sense to me.
But
That's WWE though.
Check this out though. Goldberg, aside from whatever he losing to Triple H in WWE, Goldberg has always been the biggest, baddest superhero who is the most over person in all of wrestling. And like,
remember that time he wore Goldust wig, you guys?
No, fuck that. The WWE fucked up when they fucking killed Sting.
Yeah.
And they're gonna go ahead and fucking put Goldberg over? No.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
No,
I agree with and then had Seth Rollins
double
crippled.
Standard. Fuck that shit. Brock Lesnar is a beast. Fucking had him guy.
No, it's just I think they handled Goldberg right because that's the match people wanted to see. That's the most effective they could present him in that match. I think Goldberg also is one of the few people who could just walk up toe to toe against Brock and actually physically stand up to him, like match up with him.
I can walk up toe to toe with Goldberg and stand up to him. You know how I do it? I shoot him in the fucking shin.
But you can't bring a gun in the ring, dude. You lose the match.
Yeah,
All right, let me.
I don't care about winning the match.
They did mess up with Sting. I wish they treated Sting better, but I think that they're getting their money's worth with Goldberg. As long as this kid keeps his shirt on, I'm happy with what happened.
You know what happens when you take your shirt off near a wrestling ring, right?
Woo! But look, listen. If they, speaking of The Undertaker, if they had Brock Lesnar treat Goldberg's son like The Undertaker treated David Flair, shit would be pretty dope. We got it.
All right.
We were fantasy booking today, Brock and Goldberg's son. That was pretty cool. Oh, no, we were actually fantasy booking a Goldberg heel turn on his own son.
Oh, yeah, we were. Yeah, yeah, I'd like to see that. Like, he's just like, why'd you take your shirt off? And then he fucking spears him into, like, an electrical breaker box. He gets electrocuted, like, in the game and shit. But I do got to say, Byron said this is the way that they could confidently present Goldberg in a match, which is your nice way of saying make sure Goldberg didn't get fucking blown up, right?
Yeah, of course. That's no secret. Look, here's the way I see it. You guys are talking about fantasy booking. That's exactly what it was. WWE telegraphed this whole thing. They told you they were making a fantasy booking reel. They brought this whole thing out of a video game angle. They wanted to give people a real life video game fantasy booking of Goldberg in his prime versus Brock Lesnar in his prime.
Right.
And
Goldberg in his prime. Bullshit.
This is the character. Plus, they want to get more than one match out of it, too. And the only way you do that is not to have it be a best-of-3 trilogy. This is the way that you do it. Now, and I called this a couple months ago, but not quite this way. I said that he would go over here and then that they would do a blow-off match at Royal Rumble. And that's not quite what I think is going to happen. I think what's going to happen now is they did the match here, and then they're going to go into Royal Rumble, and then he's going to I think there's going to be interference by Brock with Goldberg, so Goldberg doesn't win the Royal Rumble. He's not going to have another title run, and then that will set up Mania as a match for them. I thought they would keep Goldberg out of Mania. I don't think he needs to be at Mania, but to me, this really kind of telegraphs that if he's not having a blow-off match with Brock right now, that's where they're going to go. They could work Taker in, but I would hope that they don't work him into the angle at the Royal Rumble. I think it's going to be Brock, and it's a great use of Brock because what you have now is Goldberg cutting promos going into WrestleMania and Royal Rumble, which Brock has shown that he's fucking horrible at doing. He couldn't even figure out how to heal the crowd with Heyman.
What are Goldberg's promos? Are they like,
Yeah, they are. They're old school superhero.
That's all with my Stone Cold, sir.
He's going to do old school, eat your vitamins freaking promos. He's not.
Is he going to pull a Sid? Is that what's going to happen? Fucking
I know
Brock
you're twice than I am, but I have half the brain you
is his own promo. There's like. That man is a beast.
But that's also the reason why you don't need him
came
for
in
this.
And beat Heath Herring. For fucking you, is that who his name is? Is that Heath Herring? That guy that was talking shit about him being a wrestler, and then he got his ass whooped.
Yes, but that's the whole point, and that's why you have to have Goldberg, a mythical superhero, one of the few left that they have access to.
Piped in. Chance
sure.
I think Urban hit the nail on the head.
Doesn't matter how they made him into Superman, but look, Superman was created by two guys who looked at some clouds and saw some clouds as the Man of Steel. Goldberg was by some dudes at WCW after they had turned Hogan. They had turned Hogan heel. They didn't have a superhero left, so they had to create another one, and they did. They were like, "Oh, this big burly Jewish guy is going to be our new superhero."
Originally he was supposed to be a Ken Shamrock ripoff, and then they just kept giving him pins, and they threw that out the window. That's why he wore the MMA gloves and shit, which is pretty.
I don't disagree, but look, we know he was created in a laboratory. We know he's completely a figment of a writer's imagination somewhere.
And he thought wrestling was a fucking shoot.
Yeah,
from the get-go.
Yeah, I think he's got a different level of appreciation for it now. having been away. And I think that he really, really appreciates what he's getting right now. I don't think it's lost on him for
I
a
bet
second.
so. I bet there's a big paycheck in there for Goldberg. But fuck
I do
that
gotta
guy.
say, though,
Brock
he
Lesnar is the beast.
he is good at charity work, and he's using this opportunity to kind of supplement that a little bit and get more of that out there. So good for him for that.
And
But
we know
I
he's
think
not going to be the one to stay around. You know that Brock is going to get his heat back. Come on.
But I do
No,
like,
man.
you know, I
You're
do
the
like
one
how
that
Goldberg comes
articulated.
in as a larger than life dude who, you know, who apparently still has it. But and he's able to kind of humble Brock a little bit. Like I'm more interested in Brock's next
Humble him.
because he might.
What did you just say, Byron, about a larger than life dude that still has it? Because that's the perfect segue to the fact that the latest DLC for WWE 2K17 has come out, and it has Sid, the man, the master, the ruler of the world. Fist bump me,
What
bro.
about the squirrels?
Urban, fist bump me. Justin. Yeah. Wow. Byron, I'm a mad.
We're never going to settle this Brock Goldberg thing anyway. I liked the angle. I liked all the booking for the most part at Survivor Series, believe it or not. I felt it was stupid. They didn't have more stakes, but like what was the point of some of these matches? But I loved how they played all the storylines. I agreed with all of the finishes, every single one. That's the first WWE pay-per-view in ages where I've at least agreed with the booking of the finishes.
I do like that they made SmackDown.
If it doesn't end with Brock and Goldberg in the MMA ring, the UFC ring, the Octagon, what's the point? I want to see
how
Brock
about the Lions
kill
Den?
this son of a bitch.
Well, I think that might be where it does end, except they'll do it in a WWE ring, but I think they're going to go towards a more like MMA shoot thing, like
Hell in a Cell.
Brock and
No, the Lions Den match, dude. Remember that shit?
What needs to happen? Oh God! What needs to happen is they need to sign Kurt Angle to have an MMA rematch with Samoa Joe.
Oh God! Please stop!
Don't get me salty about what made me stop liking DNA way back in the day. I had to turn away points faster than everyone else.
Angle can beat Samoa Joe again.
Yeah, that was fucking great.
NXT champion Kurt Angle.
All right, Byron, at least come to current history. What did you think about the rest of Survivor Series? Did you agree with the rest of the booking? I mean, did you like the temporary Shield reunion? Did you like, the?
I liked it. It was fun. I watched it over like 2 nights after work, so I was falling asleep.
I don't care how you watched it. How did you like it?
I liked how that Raw versus SmackDown match. I mean, ultimately, there were no real ramifications for either show for winning or losing. But you have, in the build-up, you have the guys putting aside their differences to represent their show, and they get heated in the show, and ultimately everyone just starts beating up guys on their own show because those are the guys they're feuding with.
Dude, all they had to do is say that the winner of the match got number 30 in the Royal Rumble, like, for their show, and it would have had ramifications, you know what I mean? And it would have led to, TLC's still in the way, but which is funny that I think a pay-per-view's in the way instead of something that has to happen, but that's how their shit works. But
that's kind of how they're booking him now. They do have too many pay-per-views in the way.
Tuck your fucking neck, Shane, when you bump.
What?
God damn, that was fucking brutal. And that's what happens when
he's the boss. If he wants to do that shit to himself, let him.
Yeah, but
better him than the daily workers.
Man, that was brutal. He's got to have a pretty bad concussion from that shit.
Oh God,
maybe. And I guess it is a bad precedent to a certain extent because it's like, if the boss goes out there and will hurt himself for it, then that makes the workers feel like they have to do it. But they work every freaking day, and he works 2 specialties a year.
Yeah, but they're also getting sued for concussions right now, so this is horrible timing.
And also, he just sucks in the ring. His punches and everything suck.
Oh, his punches. He is the anti-Mil Muertes in so many ways.
And he's kicking out of finishes.
Yeah, he kicked out of the fucking spear from Roman Reigns. Yeah.
How was Shane fighting and his partner Daniel Bryan not fighting?
You know, Shane also fucking out wrestled an Olympic gold medalist in a match, so like they were doing some straddles and some switches and shit, and Shane was coming out on top, and that's when I started hating Shane McMahon actually in his matches. Like you know he'll do a crazy bump, but he's gonna make the talent look like shit while he does it.
Yeah.
Dead air, Byron. Good work. Justin left because he's coming over there to kick your ass, Byron.
Well, it's going to be a while. I'm like 2 time zones away. Where's Urban? Is he still pissed about Goldberg?
Hey, he's muted right now, so he might be peeing or pooing. I think he's peeing and pooing.
I will say that I like Goldberg more than I like Shane in the ring.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, if I had to pick one guy that's gone completely gray, I would pick Goldberg.
But it is kind of funny to see the same story play out where you have Goldberg and you have Mickie James come back and kind of essentially run the same gimmick on NXT and WWE pay-per-views on the same weekend.
So I heard that match with Asuka was great. Can you verify that? I didn't see it.
I can. I watched it yesterday. It was really good. And also the thing is you have guys like you have the people like Brock, Shinsuke, Asuka, who become unstoppable giants and monsters. And so now Asuka and NXT in developmental land needs someone who can at least put on a competitive match so you can get into it. Otherwise, I
don't think you need that on NXT. You can have her squash for 2 years straight.
Well, I mean, Asuka,
why
Shinsuke, not? They're not developmental wrestlers. They're there to sell tickets for developmental wrestlers to wrestle in front of.
I just don't think there's anything wrong with a good old fashioned jobber squash.
Mm-hmm.
Have them do it every week.
Match, I think Asuka needs to have a competitive match every now and then, and it's getting harder.
I mean, I saw Junkyard Dog squash opponents for maybe 9 months straight at one point in time when I was growing up. I never had a problem with it. Loved every time Junkyard Dog came out. Didn't care who he was squashing. Especially on your 1 hour shows.
But you go from Asuka like totally destroying Dana Brooke and having a competitive but still dominating Bailey and Emma. You go from that and now you're having her tap out Liv Morgan to a wrist lock.
Well, you know what though, Byron? This is something we have to discuss because allegedly the Black Lotus Triad members that we're going to be seeing next week are signing with WWE next year.
No, they're staying at Stardom.
They are? That's out now? They both are?
I don't know. No, I think that it's still in the wind that they could come to WWE because I know they're looking to bring in that talent and they want to put more Japanese on the roster there.
The 2 that they're looking at, I would sign, like legit. But
absolutely,
I don't. Like, I think they would get over, and I think that the audience would get behind them. And but I'd also
what they should do? They should put them on the Cruiserweight show because they're probably better than half of those guys.
Yeah. I hate this Cruiserweight shit. Can I?
What do they do? Yeah, I'm with you. What is this Live 205 thing or whatever they're talking about? It's not a good idea.
Well, whose idea was it to make them all Dean Malenkos? Because that's what it is. It's all Dean Malenkos. There's no Rey Mysterios. There's no fucking La Parkas. It's just a bunch of Dean Malenkos. And I love it.
There's nothing wrong with being Dean Malenko.
If there's 20 Dean Malenkos, there is.
That is a problem. But there's nothing wrong with being Dean Malenko. I just want to put that out there.
Malenko, but there's everything wrong with everyone being Dean Malenko.
Right. And look, Kendrick is the one guy that you want to be Dean Malenko, and everybody else needs to not be that. Come on, Swan. Dude, I've seen the stuff that Swan has done. Swan was the other AR Fox, and they're using him like crap.
We all just saw the tournament.
Yeah,
everyone was awesome in a tournament, and then they get on Raw, and it's all like wrist locks.
Well, is that why they're doing the Live 205 thing? Because they're trying to recreate what they had with the tournament? I don't get it. And are these guys still going to be on Raw, or are they just moving them to this other shit show?
I think this other shit show because they're not over on Raw, so they want to put them in front of the smart crowd again, maybe?
Well, they're handcuffed. They're not letting them do the moves they need to do the things that
Smart crowd.
Which is fine, but
I
what
did
the
the
hell are they going
fingers,
to do
Irvin.
with
I did the
Raw?
fingers.
What the fuck? Anybody that watches WWE is not the smart crowd.
I did the fucking quotation fingers.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I didn't see him. I wasn't paying attention. I'm not looking at everything. But anybody that watches WWE is not smart.
I mean, I will say that there's a lot of smarks that I know that didn't even have network and got it when they heard about the Cruiserweight tournament.
Right.
I mean,
And
that was definitely something that was bringing in smarks.
everyone cool in the tournament didn't sign, though. I mean,
Exactly.
Jr. and
Okay,
Dakota
obviously,
watched that tournament.
obviously we need to say something about smart crowd and then the smart crowd. Somebody say it. I'm not going to say it. Okay, yeah, I will say it. The smart crowd's going to watch WWE. The smart crowd won't watch WWE because they're going to pull the same shit that they always pull.
Yeah, but people thought that they were actually going to sign Zack Sabre Jr. and Kota Ibushi, or they wouldn't put him on television. Because the old Vince McMahon, that's how it would have fucking worked.
I thought that too. I was like, they're never going to give these guys the rub or give them any time at all unless they're bringing them in and they're going to own their asses. But they didn't do it. I was surprised.
That's what I thought.
By the time you got to those semifinals, you're like, okay, these guys didn't fucking sign because that's the only reason that they would not go over here. And
I get it.
Because, okay, Mascara Dorada, we got a lot of Lucha fans that watch this podcast. Let me tell you something. There are 50 more people like him in CMLL. He's a CMLL student. They could have picked anybody. There's a lot more badass people that I would have picked too, but they picked Mascara Dorada, who is not as good as his mini counterpart that played El Torito. But, you know, hey, I mean, that's not a knock because I legit think that Mascarita Dorada, the guy that was El Torito, is legit one of the best wrestlers in the world, top 5 best high flyers in the world, but you never got to see that in WWE. But, yeah, if he doesn't get over, there's like 50 million other people they could poach, but they also got like the dullest dude out of all the people they could have taken. Like, what? Sign the fucking caveman, bro. That's what I'm saying. Caveman.
Cavanario?
Cavanario.
Well, it is interesting where WWE is getting a lot more lenient in their contracts. So for the Cruiserweight division show, whatever, they're getting guys who they're not signing long term. So they're not.
I gotta tell you, look, I'm at the point again where I'm like, please, God, don't sign anybody that I like. I don't know that I'm happy with Shinsuke being at NXT at this point.
Could you?
I'm kind of bummed.
The main eventer. They can keep him on NXT. He's getting that sweet raw main eventer money, even if he's not a raw main eventer.
Well, exactly. So I feel happy for him in his career. I think he gets to work a little bit lighter now. He gets to have a cushy life and a good paycheck and get some certain notoriety out of it. But boy, I would sure love to see Shinsuke versus Kenny the Cleaner now. Wouldn't you?
I think Austin Aries would like to have a word with him that he gets to work a little lighter. But
no, dude.
I meant date-wise. I didn't mean making potato sandwiches out of somebody's face.
I thought you meant less stiff.
His eye injury was a fluke. Aries did a 360. He spun into the foot. It wasn't an overly stiff kick.
Dude, he made him into a bag of curly fries. That's how bad that potato was. Are you kidding me?
I don't think it was that stiff. I think it was just bad timing and just he took the wrong part of the foot in the wrong part of the face.
I don't think there's a right part of the face to take a foot.
Dude, he looked like he pissed off Negan in The Walking Dead. Are you kidding me? His eyeball was a fucking sausage.
I don't even know what that show is.
Look, I've taken 5 shots to the face from a fist, and I didn't end up looking like that. There's somebody fucked up. And
I've been in kickboxing matches and kicked in the eyeball on purpose and not looked like that. That was some stiff shit.
You've all presented information and evidence, and I still believe 100% what I believe.
You're terrible.
Byron, I was agreeing with you.
Were you?
Yes.
Jesus. Yeah, exactly. Lucha Gringo knows what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Jesus fuck.
Oh, this is fun. Oh.
Wait, so we never found J-Man? All right, so Casey, I'm going to ask you real quick before we get out of here because it's time to go. But
yeah,
UFC 205, I didn't talk about it a ton last week. I didn't talk about it all last week. Dude,
I had a lot of fun watching that card, man.
Yeah, was that not an amazing? That really was one of the best UFC cards ever. They delivered.
Yeah. I mean, like half of my picks didn't fucking win, but there you go. It happens. It's still entertaining.
Look, I took a couple of L's in there too. There was some surprises in that UFC, in my opinion.
I was expecting our friend Joanna Champion to do a little more murder than she did. I was a little disappointed there. Or a lot more murder. Misha Tate, holy shit. The less said
I did not expect
Misha
to lose at all, one bit. That was a huge surprise to me, let alone retire after the match. Holy smokes.
Fucking Eddie Alvarez fought like you were playing a 2-player game and like you just plugged in the controller and didn't do anything. And
he said it himself. He completely abandoned the game plan. He got hit in the face once. He thought he was going to brawl with Conor. And look.
And what did Mike Tyson say, Justin? What did Mike Tyson say?
What did Mike Tyson say?
Everyone has a plan until they get hit in the fucking face.
Oh, God.
Brock Lesnar.
And I mean, I don't know what Eddie was thinking, but like, dude, if you are a wrestler and you have the ability to wrestle, there's not a person in the world who knows anything about MMA that wouldn't tell you, like, the key to trying to beat Conor is to wrestle. Like, yeah, Chad Mendez might not have pulled it off, but Chad was also coming in on short notice or whatever. And I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying, like, Chad even gave him a run for the money, grappling with him. Like, even Nate did. Like, how did Nate win his fight? It wasn't standing up.
Yeah, that disappointed me to where the point where I was yelling takedown at my TV really loud, hoping that he would hear me wherever the fight was in Madison Square Garden, in New York.
Yeah, I don't think anybody can hear you over that crowd.
Nah, I don't think so either. But I'm sure my neighbors loved it. But yeah, that kind of made me a little sad. I thought it would be a better fight. Like, I really did. Like, I thought that.
Well, yeah, it wasn't good. And that's honestly the thing I feel most bad about for Eddie is that I don't think anyone's thinking rematch for him. He's going to have to work his way back up. But look, now he's held titles in every place that he's been. But, like, not even defending it once and having having Conor, who a lot of people were like, nah, this guy shouldn't beat you.
I do like that Bellator was building their whole show around this guy beat Eddie Alvarez the same weekend that he loses, and the commercials were still playing after the loss, and I'm like, oh, this is funny. This is the joy I can take in that loss, because that Bellator looks dumb.
Yeah, well, Bellator, dude. Speaking of which, Henderson, Ben, the other Bendo, he's lost 2 title matches now. Now this one was a little bit more competitive, but man, for a guy who was at the top of the game in UFC to now be 0-2 in Bellator for title matches at 2 different weight classes, but I mean, that doesn't bode well to me.
He was always a guy I rooted against for some reason, but I still feel bad seeing this happen to him.
And it's because he comes out there and he does the after fight Jesus speech thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It seems pretentious. It's not even that I disagree with anything that he's saying. I have my own beliefs or whatnot, but the way he does it, for some reason, just is like, dude, what are you talking about? You hit people in the face for a living, man.
Yeah, he was doing it in the way that I won because God likes me more than you. Yeah.
The other man standing across the ring from you went to church on Sunday too. Like,
exactly.
It has nothing to do with that,
too, bro. It's like, come on.
I don't know. Something about that always bothered me with Ben Henderson. I don't know why. It just always irked me. But what was the other? Oh, the Weidman fight. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. How did we forget that?
And the head and the face and the things that happened to the head and the face and the Like, I was like, oh my God, that man has children. Make this stop.
There's an Austin Aries right there. Holy shit.
Yeah, I feel bad for Weidman. I think maybe he should go up to 205 now. I've heard some people talking about that. I know Helwani and New York Rick were talking about that on MMA Hour this week. Yeah, maybe he should go up to 205. Maybe that's where it's at. Like, 85 is Murderer's Row now. I think it might be more Murderer's Row than the 155 these days.
I think that he should, if he doesn't move up to 205, he should consider an acting career, because I would have cast him in a remake of Pumpkinhead after this fight.
Oh man, he might be the next Rashad. Like, he might be done. I don't know what happened in that brain.
What's crazy with Rashad is people were saying this like 2 years ago about him. Like, when I heard people say Rashad brain damage, I Googled it and I was finding articles from 2 years ago. That shit's weird.
I blame John Jones. John Jones is a beast. He's still the pound for pound greatest, in my opinion, even if he's not fighting. Like, until somebody can show me that they can take elbows and fists and hands from John Jones, nobody has anything to say. Like,
that's it. Challenge accepted. Fuck that guy.
Challenge accepted.
Wait, you are lighter than 205. That's not your weight class, dude. You
I
can't
can
fight
do
at
205.
All right.
Give me some fucking Adderall. I'll do 205.
I'm gonna sign you up for it.
I'll have to bulk up for some.
Do it. I'll fucking
be in that division. Fuck that.
And John Jones ain't gonna do shit to me. Fuck him. That piece of shit. I fucking hate him. I love everything that bad has happened to him. Fuck that guy.
He was another guy that was like this superhero.
He's too fucking cocky. And then when that guy,
yeah, even after all his trouble, he was like, "Oh yeah, I was doing blow on the weekends and partying and whatever," and it was just like easy, like I was just beating everybody.
When he didn't sign that replica belt because he said he had to earn his fucking shit, that fucking pissed me off. Fuck that. That is bullshit. If you have a fan and they're like, "Sign this belt," sign the fucking belt. It's not a big deal. You don't have to go into your fucking like preacher fucking mode and talk some shit because you think you're entitled to something.
And he's a guy that he needs to learn how to be a heel is, I think, the problem. I don't think he knows how to be a heel. He thought he was a superhero. Like the day he won the belt, he saved some lady in the park or whatever. I think because Jackson pushed him to Greg Jackson, but he saved some little old lady in the park from getting mugged, and he was like this superhero babyface guy. And I think he thought that everyone had to believe he was that, when in fact he's much better off as a heel. Like,
yeah,
dude,
definitely.
You're a world-class athlete, and you have been since you were like 15 years old. Your brothers are all world-class athletes in the NFL. Like, dude, just be a dick.
Are we saying Batman? Are we saying Batman never ran the Batmobile into a pregnant lady and did a little blow? We don't know that. This shit happens off panel.
I'm saying that once Batman does do that, just embrace it. Go hang out with the Riddler. Be a bad guy. It's fine.
Dude, I would hang out with the Riddler, but like the 60s one, because Frank Gorshin was the shit. Like,
that's true. That's true.
I got a great story for you about Gorshin and Adam West in this place called Stank Joint that used to be over in North Hollywood that I'll tell you sometime.
Oh, I live by where Stank Joint used to be.
Yeah, it's got taken over by some top chef guy who changed it into some different restaurant. But I used to go there all the time.
Stank Joint is a parking lot now.
Yeah, I sat down there. I sat down in there with my mother one night, and at the table next to us were Frank Gorshin, Adam West, and this other guy. And they're talking to this other guy, and he's mad because he didn't get to bang the girls that were on Hee Haw that Adam West and Frank Gorshin got to bang. Yeah. And I'm trying to figure out who the other guy is, and I find out that he was the voice of Gargamel. He was this guy who's like this great character actor or whatever. And my mom is sitting with me. She came out here to visit me. This was shortly after I got here in 19 whatever.
He's like, this is what California's like.
And my mom's looking over there, and she's like, "These dirty old men! I can't believe they're saying these things." And they're seriously talking just filth about banging chicks from Hee Haw. And my mom is about to get up and say something, and Adam West's face, and I'm like, "Mom, that's Batman. You need to sit the hell down and just let that man be." But I mean, like, and if you've ever been in Steak Joint, I mean, literally, it was like we were sitting with them because they had a booth that ran all the way along the wall, and then they put like a table like a foot apart from another one with chairs on the other side. So I mean, literally, it was like we were having dinner with Batman and the Riddler and Gargamel. That's my best famous person run-in celebrity story ever in California, and you mentioned those guys, so I had to bring it up. So I actually sat there, and then afterwards, I said, hey, big fan to all of them except Gargamel because I hated the Smurfs, and it was cool. It was cool, and my mom didn't actually say anything to Adam West about being a dirty old man. Like, you got to let those guys relive their glory days, right?
Yeah, he comes up to you and he's like, "Sorry about the filthy mouth, old chum." Oh God, that would have been amazing. But oh, dude, Frank Gorshin, right? Like, they used to get pissed at him during the '60s show because he worked out too much, and they're like, "Our stuntman has a shittier body than you. You got to lay off the weights." That's fucking amazing.
He looked like something out of Cirque du Soleil, didn't he?
I don't know. Like, he was just legit. Like, when they replaced him with Gomez Adams, people got pissed.
Hell yeah, I was salty.
I mean, we were just watching reruns and we were still mad. What the fuck? They ended up bringing him back.
Yeah, I mean, dude, 60s Batmans were one of the pinnacles of television for my generation. Probably you guys were maybe a little young for it, but that stuff was
what?
No, dude.
No,
when the
no padding.
They brought it back.
No padding.
I have it on Blu-ray, dude. Blu-ray, all of it, whole series.
Blu-ray didn't exist in the '60s. You're not fucking fooling me, motherfucker.
All right, Gegard Mousasi. Wait, you know what? I forgot to mention Khabib. Khabib at UFC 205.
Today, dude. Oh, shit.
Holy smokes, man. He's a scary individual. The very sad thing for Khabib Nurmagomedov is I don't believe that Conor McGregor is going to fight him anytime soon.
No.
Everyone I've talked to that's really in the know is hearing a whole lot of things that don't involve Khabib. Conor's camp, they're talking Woodley over Khabib at this point. They're talking Woodley. They're talking Nate. They're talking everybody but Khabib Nurmagomedov. He's not getting a title shot anytime soon. Jose Aldo's not getting a title shot anytime soon. Conor's going to have his baby. If he does fight anybody before then, maybe a GSP fight brings him back into action sooner. Maybe Woodley brings him back into action sooner, which I know Dana is trying to make something happen. But at this point, Conor's not going to negotiate with anyone but Ari Emanuel. From everything I'm hearing, he doesn't care what Dana has to say. Dana's throwing the moon at him, and Conor wants to sit down with Ari. So that's what I'm hearing.
I don't want to fucking hear it. I don't want to fucking hear it, Dana. I don't.
And they're not taking that 145 belt away from him. You see how everything has stopped. Every conversation about that 145 belt coming off his waist has completely ended. It's not coming off of him. Jose's not getting it. They don't care if Jose quits. I think that Frankie Edgar could get a chance to get that 145 belt sooner than anybody else at this point in time.
I'd pay to see that. Like, that would be a fun fight.
Khabib and Tony might fight each other for some money. I think Conor will even fight Tony before Khabib at this point, unless Khabib wipes Tony out.
It's like, how many fucking more people does Khabib have to kill before he gets a title shot? That's the question.
I think at least one or two more. I don't think Conor cares anything about the rankings. If you hear all his coaches talk about it, you hear him talk about it. To him, the argument that he's going to put forward is that Khabib has been too inactive. He's a blip on the radar. Not enough people know who he is, which I don't think is untrue. I think, people who are smart about MMA know who Khabib is, but I think that the casuals don't have a clue.
That MSG crowd was not into him.
Not at all. Not at all. Even when he started cutting a badass heel promo, they were still just kind of like, eh.
He basically Tommy Wiseau'd him and said, "Don't be chicken, cheap."
Which I thought was great. I thought he was cutting some next level heel stuff, but the crowd was treating him like he was getting X-Pac heat. It was not good.
I like how he tweeted the DM where he called Conor out on Twitter today. That was fucking dirty.
Yeah, that was cool.
But funny, because he's like, "You're a disgrace to your fucking people." because he won't fight me, because the Irish are a good fighting people and they want a good champion. So don't let your people down.
Well, and I think that's what Khabib's got to do. I mean, but I think it's going to take 6 months of calling Conor a chicken and saying he's ducking him and getting it in the press. That's what's going to get him the fight. He's going to have to take it to him in the press to get Conor off the throne to fight him. And I still think before that, Conor can fight any number of people and have a complete legitimate claim to those fights in a heartbeat. But Gergard I got to talk Gergard Mousasi real quick because that dude is amazing. He put it on Uriah Hall, and that's it. I mean, like, Gegard, if he doesn't get a title shot soon, that doesn't make any sense. That makes less sense to me than the Khabib thing. Like, Gegard can talk. He's talking all the right shit. He's backing it up. He's the next Conor if he keeps it going.
His shit is funny. Like, he does good promos. Like, this is good. Like, okay, so he gets a title shot. Khabib, best possible scenario is they keep booking him on shows with this higher casual market and have him kill people on these high profile shows until a title shot's more likely, you think? Like, that's the way I see it. Like, they put him on these cards where people are buying some crazy main event, like a Conor fight,
right?
Fight, and then he just knocks somebody the fuck out again. He's gonna catch on doing that. But I don't see why it hasn't yet, since he's like 16-0 right now or something.
Who? Gegard?
No, fucking our homeboy that wants Conor. Why am I blanking on his?
Or Khabib? Khabib is like, Khabib is like 23 or 24-0 or something. He's way up there.
Goddamn,
nobody has beaten him. But he took a ton of time off, and then he was off for Ramadan, and he was off for injuries, and
they can't hold the guy for his fucking religion, though, man. Like, what you can fault him for is he needs more bigger matches in UFC. Like, if you look at El Kukui right now, El Kukui has taken on all the big challengers. Every big name that has come up, he has said, hands down, okay, I'll fight that guy. Khabib has tried to do that, but hasn't done that yet. He's done a few of them, but a lot of those undefeated streaks are outside of the UFC, and they're against lesser opponents. I mean, his last fight, when the fight with him and Tony didn't work out, he fought some nobody. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, Tony's had fights with some nobodies too. Lando Venata or whatever is a nobody, but at the same time, it ended up being an exciting fight, which doesn't necessarily add to Tony's credibility as a fighter, but it adds to his credibility as a draw. Right. People are going to want to watch
because he is more likely to do something stupid. Like, if you're crazy if you think you want to see Khabib versus Conor more than El Kukui versus Conor. Because I can tell you what will be a more exciting fight. Like, the Khabib fight is either going to be Conor gets lucky and puts it on his chin and it's over, or Khabib is going to try to grind on him and make it like the most boring GSP fight you've ever seen.
Wait. D in on your chin? What's going on here? What's going on?
You know what I'm saying?
Question.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's good.
Byron will show you next time he's in Tennessee, Urban.
Yes. He's here now.
Oh, that's right.
Urban and I might be in the same room.
Really?
No, we're not in the same room.
Wait, is that why your picture's off and his isn't? Are you bobbing for apples? What's going on?
Urban's just sitting on his face right now.
Byron's bobbing for apples.
That's what I'm saying.
Byron hasn't been talking because his mouth's full. Oh.
Yeah.
Byron's commentary tonight has been stellar.
I just turned my camera on, so there you go.
You can't see you at all.
I can't see you.
Yeah, it's totally.
You don't have a camera.
I'm standing still right now. Do you see me?
Yeah, no, we don't.
Do you have the lights off?
I see you, but nobody else does. But.
This is so great for people that listen to the podcast instead of watching it,
This is so creepy. I love it. All right. Anybody else got anything else they want to say?
Look, yeah, it's the only reason I'm here, man, is so I don't have to listen to this later.
Wait, you're taking our numbers down. This is terrible.
Don't worry about it. I already got automatic downloads for everything else.
Can I just say that I might not be? I said before earlier in the episode that I might not be here the next couple weeks, but I will be with you in spirit. Pentagon Jr. is the best wrestler in the world, aka Pentagon Dark. And
well, I'll be sad if you're not here. We're trying to line up a couple of interesting guests for the next couple of weeks. So
it's better off without Casey.
My next week, Friday is going to be bad, but the week after the morning half of the day, I should be good. So hopefully, we'll see.
Well, you never know with us when we're going to do this thing. We try to get a set time going, but then life happens and we never do. So forget.
I signed up for Fridays.
Wing it. Yeah, Casey did sign up for Fridays.
You did, but some of us don't have to work.
We can get Eric Van Wagenen on the show, the man who quintuples our viewership, and he's the coolest dude.
He also buried the hills. He also buried the hills. Thank God for that.
Well, that's what you've been asking for. You've been asking to get buried, right?
I prayed for it.
I bury you guys like every week on this show.
Yeah, but nobody cares what you say.
Look, man, your run at the top is coming to an end. It's going to be time for you to pass the torch pretty soon. I know that Twitwow is high on your list of who to pass the torch to, but I would ask you very kindly to consider your friends at the MMM show just might be able to piss off as many people as you. Maybe.
I was actually hoping you would pass the torch to Dave Meltzer at the Wrestling Observer and Figure 4.
Look, Dave Meltzer can suck my fucking dick and lick my taint. Fuck that asshole. I don't give a fuck. Dude,
this is our highest. No, that's bleep.
Why do people come on the show and do that? It seems to be a thing.
If you want to be Hill, you gotta fucking deal with this shit. I don't have to deal with it. I quit. I'm fucking done. I don't care anymore.
Do his recap of this episode.
Oh man, maybe you guys really should pass the torch to John and Ashton and those guys. And
who are those guys?
They're guys I've heard about that are trying to get a podcast started. I think.
Are they the guys from that '70s show?
I don't know.
That new show on Netflix that were on Raw, because I know one of them was Ashton.
I hear they're doing a live reaction show tonight, though. So I wonder if I guess we're in direct competition with them this week.
Oh, and we had Eric Van Wagenen on our show. Good luck, gentlemen.
No, I mean they've got friends. They know some people.
Okay. I heard DJ's a big fan. He's probably doing that show instead of ours.
He might. He did this one last week, though. He shouldn't do the same show twice in a row. That'd be.
Saw that sweet little barb I got in the beginning there. What's up?
Yeah, that was. Look, I'll give you all the credit in the world. At least you call them like you see them. And we've always said from the beginning of this show that, like, we're not the show that's just going to mark out every week. We're going to point out the stuff that we do and don't like because we do like Lucha Underground and we do want it to be the best show it could possibly be. So if we don't say it, who's going to?
No, and I want to say, because I didn't get to say this.
They're not going to say it. They're just going to mark out and give you their big reaction.
I didn't want to say this last week because I wasn't on the show. And Urban has left us, so I'm just going to fucking bury him right now. But no, I didn't hate that it was Sexy Star winning the title because I hate women. I just don't like Sexy Star. If it was Evilise, I would have been fine with it, but she was hurt.
Well, and I think that is kind of the moral of the story for some people. I think, Rob Viper was pretty publicly saying the same thing, and a few other people, that are very in the know, and I respect their opinions, including Casey's. I don't necessarily agree with their opinions 100%. I didn't have a problem with it that much.
Like her.
It's funny. I'm actually reading Rob Viper's tweets right now about Sexy Star.
And he feels about the same way that Casey does too. It's like he doesn't have a problem with women. He just, if it was going to be somebody, it shouldn't have been her, right? Isn't that what he was saying?
Well, it's kind of like the
people a lot less nice than that. Like a lot less nice than that. But
he doesn't think she's a good worker.
No, and I don't either. And see, it comes down to this thing, right? Like I think that if you're a wrestling promotion on television, I know I told you guys this before, that you have to have like a premium product, and by having a premium product, I think that you have to showcase people in a way that makes your promotion look the best. Now, Paul Heyman was good at this. He had a lot of guys that were really shitty in the ring, but he used them in ways that were better than that. and like Public Enemy, for example, right? Like they looked awesome in ECW, everywhere else shit the bed. Sexy Star, I think she was used best in the No Mas match, and I think that's the best they got out of her. And that's not how she was used in this championship situation, to where like you got Ivelisse and you got Taya. Like every woman that was in that match got killed after like one move. She was taking all of them and then, you know, winning the match. And, you know, just, I don't know. I think it all comes down to the way she hits turnbuckles. Maybe that's all I see.
No, that's the thing. That Sexy Star, in order to be utilized effectively, you have to sort of modify your ring in that you need to take away all the ropes and turnbuckles. And then...
Which No Mas was all around the building. No ropes, no turnbuckles.
That's part of why No Mas worked, is it was everywhere.
Yeah.
My whole thing is, yeah, as a worker, I've never thought that she was great, but I've seen more of her on TV than live, and the edits in Lucha Underground are extremely favorable and work great, and I love them. And for me, it just didn't bother me because as a writer myself and as a TV producer myself, I thought story-wise, it perfectly flowed. It made a ton of sense. I also think it made a ton of sense to take it right off of her this week, leave her in the hunt. She's had her moment. It was a big moment. I do think it would have been better for Ivelisse. I'd be really curious one of these days to pin Eric or DJ down to tell us if that was the original plan, because maybe it was. I don't know. They don't seem like they're going to quite let it out of the bag, but they're saying...
Like, it would have made sense, right? Like, with how close she came to beating Mil Muertes at the beginning of season 2, like, wouldn't it have kind of made sense? But
yeah, but you and I both know that even Evie is pissed about, you know, some of the waning of the temple, because like Eric said, yes, she's super over, but at the same time, feeding that beast hasn't been happening with her because she's been in and out so much. And then, you know, when she comes back, a lot of times, you know, the pop is a little slower at first, and then people remember like, oh, snap, I really like Ivelisse. She's really awesome. But you've got this kind of uphill battle with her where she's super over, and then it wanes a little bit, and then she's out of the storylines, and you got to rebuild the character. And it's like, how many times are they going to rebuild her? Whereas through no necessarily, you know, good virtue of her own, they did not have to do that with Sexy Star. She was there all the time. She had those pivotal matches. And if you were going to do something like this on this level, whether you consider it a stunt or not, you had to take the belt off Matanza. You had to do it at Aztec Warfare. That was a no-brainer. That part of it, I think everyone can agree with. No-brainer. But if you're going to do a stunt like this with a Sexy Star or Ivelisse, this was probably the time to do it, where they could write the story and have it make sense in this multi-person match. And I just think that, you know, for Sexy Star, she was right place, right time. She had the build. She had a ton of matches in season 1, enough matches in season 2, even though it looks like Ivelisse was at the beginning of the season certainly getting the bigger push, but it didn't end that way. It ended with Sexy Star getting the bigger push.
Right.
You come into season, you know, 3 here, Ivelisse is still rehabbing a little bit, and then she blows the ankle again. And if you're going to do it,
bad luck, man.
Got to do it with Sexy Star or not do it. I mean, those are really the two choices.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Mariposa had already lost. Taya
is a possibility, but Taya's a possibility down the line. I don't think that character-wise she was in the right position, and they valeted her out.
And her having travel issues might have prevented her from fulfilling the dates needed to be a champion.
You heard Eric say the visa issues are real, man. That's half the battle. Go ahead.
No, and we know from going to the tapings that they had to shoot all of Taya's matches later in the season because of those travel issues. And I think Eric said it on the podcast last time he was on. So it's not. Yeah.
No. What were you saying, Byron?
Was she in Aztec Warfare? Because I know that she disappeared. I thought
no. Taya was filming Johnny with the camera.
Yeah, she was
in the match. Not in the match at all.
Yeah, because her thing tonight felt like a big return to the temple.
Yeah,
right.
But she plays a ton, you know, and they cut her throughout the season. Like she got plenty of dates in. She probably came to as many dates as Sexy Star. They just were at a different time. But hey,
right. It was weird at tapings because Sexy Star was defending the Gift of the Gods title after she lost the main title.
I'll just be interested to see where it goes. I'll be interested to see what the backlash is on having the Johnny Mundo unmasked white guy champion, see if there's backlash there. And I know some of the believers at the temple were not happy about it, especially some of the more traditional AAA fans.
Can the Lucha historian drop a little knowledge on you?
Yeah,
Some of the biggest stars in the early days of Lucha were unmasked people that were not from Mexico. And if you tell me like Dory Dixon wasn't a legend in Lucha Libre, you're fucking wrong. And that was a black dude in Mexico.
Marco Corleone, he's a big deal.
We don't talk about him, dude. There's heat.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He basically stole AAA's show from them on MTV, and it became that USA Masked Warriors thing. And so he basically kind of, I guess, went behind their back and started his own thing. It's kind of fucked up. But and that tied up the rights for AAA because they had signed like a non-compete thing. So that's why we didn't see AAA with the show for years until Lucha Underground came around.
Oh, that sucks. Well, no, the Lucha, maybe it's better that way.
Yeah, yep. You never thought when you saw Jindrak and O'Hare, they would become one of them would become such a major player. Because I thought those guys sucked in WWE.
I didn't think they sucked. I think they had a look, but I think everyone in the New Blood was super green.
Dude, it was all about above average Mike Sanders, and that guy's not even a wrestler anymore. I just love the aiming low that he had for his wrestling name, that he was above average.
I like how I think he still sells pools with his dad. But he got to go toe-to-toe with Ric Flair in a promo.
Yeah, and held his own.
Yeah. Hey, that skill will help you upsell extra pool features and lighting features. That's more money in your pocket. You know what I mean?
Exactly. If like a dude comes to my house and he was on WCW Monday Nitro, like if the fucking gambler tried to get me to upgrade to a waterfall for my pool, I'd probably fucking do it because he's the gambler. I'd be like, dude, you got the cards? And he's like, man, I always bring the fucking cards. I'm a gambler. And then he would do like that thing where he like spread the cards out. And then I'd say, will you let me pin you?
If Glacier came up to you and rang your doorbell and said, hey, when's the last time you had your AC vents vacuumed out? And you're like, I don't know what that means. And then he goes, you might have a fire. And then you pay him money and his people vacuum out your AC vents. Mm. You know, like I'd fall for that scam. I'd be like, Glacier knows what he's talking about.
Dude, if fucking Mark Starr came to my door and asking me if I've accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, I'd read his literature.
What would you do if Scotty Riggs just was at your door, not even ringing the doorbell, but you just opened it and he was there?
That would be an interesting day, but I think I would say, hey, you know, there's a Denny's down the street. You want to grab something to eat, bro? And he would say, you buying? And I'd say, of course, Scotty Riggs, I'm fucking buying.
That goes without saying.
And then we would start American males, American males, American males.
It's totally degenerated. I love it though. I can't talk because I take fashion advice from Norman Smiley. So,
hey, the master of the big wiggle. But you know what? You can talk the talk, or they better not listen because you might end up in critical condition. American males.
Hey, you know what? American Males was awesome, but they don't hold a candle to high voltage.
Hey, Byron. If the Renegade Joe Gomez, the Desperado Joe Gomez came over to your house and said that he wanted to take Billy Fever for a walk outside, would you let him?
No.
Like if he brought his own cat leash?
What I would do is I would cut him off the first time he started talking to me, and I would not talk to him again.
What if the ghost of the Renegade came over to your house and wanted to know if you had any Doritos?
What I would do is I would say, hey, I know that you got screwed over with your gimmick and also you're dead, but truth be told, you really sucked in the ring and you shouldn't have ever been in it.
Dude, you're doing the fucking Ghost Adventures provoking at that point. You're just going to have an angry spirit in your house, Zach Baggins.
You know what I need in my life? I need
a dead wrestler's ghost in your house?
You know what? If a dead wrestler wants to haunt me in my dreams, he has to get in line.
Are you guys still talking? I've gone into reading this book that I got. I don't know if you guys have read
Dude,
this.
I'm playing PlayStation right now.
Dude, what are you
Nobody
playing?
knows what you're doing because we can't see you. Look, anyway, I think I'm out of things to say. Do you guys have anything else to say?
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to more Killshot Dante. I'm looking forward to the Stardom girls and whatever they got planned for next week. That's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to some more UFCs because there's a bunch of them coming. There was 2 this past weekend, by the way. I didn't even talk about it. There was like 15 fights last week. It was ridiculous. There was Bellator on Friday, 2 back-to-back UFCs on Saturday, and then a WWE pay-per-view on Sunday. My brain was mush by the end of the weekend. I don't even know what I saw anymore.
Would that be the same effect that if beautiful Bobby Eaton came to your house and asked to eat Thanksgiving dinner with you and your family?
Well, that is happening.
Oh, shit. I'd have him give the Alabama jam to the turkey.
Hey, there was oh, come on.
Byron, what are you doing? Are you speaking English?
Did I ever tell you guys about how I used to think when I was a kid that beautiful Bobby Eaton was someone with Down syndrome beating the odds?
No, that's beautiful.
Dude,
That's
Casey,
beautiful.
I haven't played 2K17 in like a week and a half. And
Dude, hook it to the internet. There's a patch that came out today, dude.
Yeah, there's already like 2 update files.
Yeah, and Sid. And Sid. If Sid Vicious came and said, hey, do you need a player 2, bro? You fucking say, dude, you can be player 1.
Now, is this game like one of those mature audience games? So when Sid jumps off of like the second or third turnbuckle, his leg just kind of snaps into a like 2 or 3 pieces?
That's a horrible thing to say, Justin. The master and the ruler of the
It
world.
was a horrible thing to see, Casey. It was horrifying. I mean, the leg was like...
This game is for mature audiences only because for somehow Casey created a character that will wrestle with an erection the entire match.
It's just like real life. But, dude, okay, so I used to know some people that knew some people in WWE. And one of the people, as a joke, floated the story that people within the WWE company thought that Sid had a rubber leg during that match. And some of the shittier dirt sheets reported it as fact. Yeah.
You never know.
Oh, hey, W's in the chat room. He wants to say hi to you, Case Fape.
Oh, hi. I'm too tired to call you a piece of shit.
W, did you buy a t-shirt? I hope you bought a t-shirt, W.
You know what? If you didn't buy a t-shirt, you're dead to me. Let's see what his answer is.
Well, I need that money so I can buy anything because I am so broke right now.
Yeah. All I know is that we sold more shirts than some wrestlers with pro wrestling tee stores.
Well, here's the thing I'm going to say about the shirts too. Like, if you guys out there want to see more shirts, you got to let us know because the way we're doing them, we're not printing up 200 shirts. We're not going through pro wrestling tees. We're just doing these limited runs from time to time of a couple different designs. We have another design, but we probably won't do it for a while. So if you want to see that shirt again, if you didn't get one, make sure you tell us. If you did get one, make sure you throw up a tweet and we'll give you a shout out on the show. We'll probably even show the picture or whatever, but please.
Thank you for doing it.
And we, this isn't like Pro Wrestling Tees where we know who's bought the shirts. We don't have a clue who bought shirts and who don't. We don't get any of the information. Like, I can send emails to the whole list of people who bought them, but I don't ever see the emails. So shout it out if you got
the email,
one.
and my dad got me so good because he got the email and he read it out, and then he's like, and then he added Byron's a bitch at the bottom, and I thought you really put that on there, and it was so fucking funny because I totally believed him.
I should have done that.
That was a good idea, but I do want to say though, don't fucking bootleg the shirts because we'll know. We'll fucking know if you bootleg that shirt. So don't be sending like a Photoshop picture of you wearing the shirt. If you're gonna send a Photoshop picture of someone wearing the shirt, you Photoshop fucking Jan Michael Vincent wearing our shirt. We don't want to see your ass. We want to see Jan Michael Vincent. Please, if you Photoshop Jan Michael Vincent wearing our shirts and then like being a guest on our podcast, we'll shout you out on the show as well. So get to work, Photoshop fans.
Well, and the next shirt, I definitely think we'll have. We'll try to do a women's shirt with it, if possible. So
the last real girls in heels.
Well, yeah, I mean, Vinny's wife wanted one, and we didn't have it. I was like, oh, I can't add that at this point, but I could have probably done it at the beginning.
About it too.
So
but got a regular one instead.
Yeah, but it's like we can do some stuff like that too. So if you have requests, if you have ideas, let us know. Hats are not part of the equation, but we might do a hoodie. We might do another T-shirt. It won't be the same design. This design will probably not happen again in 2017. So if you got one, show it off, be proud, love it, wear it, let us know about it. Next design, probably sometime late December, maybe, if we feel like there is ample demand for it. Urban, did you get a shirt?
I got a shirt, man. And
he gave us
go ahead and say, fuck you, Lucha Gringo. What you said about me, I watched the fucking stream. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. And fuck Rob Bifer. Whoever the fuck that guy is, I don't care about him. He can go suck a dick. Yes, what are you talking about? You talking about the Mask Mats and Mayhem shirt?
Yes.
I got that shirt. I paid for it, man. I paid for it.
Dude, we all did, man. There's no freebies with this particular setup. I would have to wait for the money to come in and then buy another one when I do it again the next time, because I
don't know what you're talking about. No freebies. Byron said that if I would just go ahead and place the money for the shirt, that I would get my money back. He was going to pay me back.
Hey, Byron is the one in Tennessee.
He's in Tennessee.
Thanks, Urban. Not with money. That was tax credit.
Urban, who bought you 12 beers twice last week?
So you can't you just say you bought him 24 beers?
I bought him a 12-pack twice.
How many beers is that?
It's not enough. That's the answer.
Oh, Urban.
And for the record, Casey does not get any of the proceeds from the T-shirt sales, so you can feel free to buy them. They all go back into hosting costs.
Actually,
and
it's
fees
too late
and
for him
beer
to buy a
money.
shirt.
Beer
It's
money
too
for
late.
the heels.
If you didn't get a shirt, it's too fucking late. And I don't want to see you photoshopping yourself in a shirt with your little masks and your little mealy mouth. I just want to see Jan Michael Vincent. So go ahead and do that. If you don't know who he was a pioneer in helicopter-based drama. And I tried to put that on his Wikipedia page, and they deleted that shit.
Pioneer in helicopter-based drama?
Yes.
Dude, Roy Schneider is going to have something to say about that. I just want you to know.
But listen, Thunder, great movie, piece of shit TV show. Airwolf, far superior as a TV show. Roy Schneider, not on the TV show.
I agree. But Roy did it first, is all I'm saying. He was the true pioneer.
I will say this.
Sometimes there's more than one pioneer, Justin. Sometimes there's more than one. Like the Attitude Era. Like Stone Cold was a pioneer, but so was The Rock. So if Rob Schneider is Stone Cold, do you smell what Jan Michael Vincent is cooking is my question.
Yes, I got you.
I will say this, you guys.
Crystal meth.
Can I make a point about Jan Michael Vincent?
No.
Please do.
On 2K17.
Did you make Jan Michael Vincent?
W. Lucha, his creator wrestler dude wears a mask, yet he still imported his face.
Oh, that was his face? I thought it was Sloth from Goonies.
He does look like...
I found his unmasked face in the game. It glitched.
So it's kind of weird. But I do... Urban, are you familiar with Jan Michael Vincent?
I'm familiar with W. Lucha and that guy being a fucking Poonsberry. And
I don't even know
not talking to me at a live show. But yeah, I could see the parallels and correlations between Vincent Guy and W. Lucha, except that W. Lucha is not that great compared to him.
Jan Michael Vincent.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like Wolf, right?
Exactly.
Like Airwolf.
Look, I could be president right now. That's all I'm saying. I could be president. It's all about misdirection, folks.
President.
You could be president, but do you have an American birth certificate?
Oh shit! No,
Dallas, Texas, baby. Dallas,
that
Texas.
was cold because I know that Urban is a Cambodian, and I have been getting that knowledge for years.
You know what they do to presidents in Dallas, Texas, right?
They
Just
kill
saying.
him. Oh, I'm just saying.
Don't get a convertible.
Look,
Too
Misfits
soon.
didn't write a song about it. Bullet, hello, Misfits, Bullet.
Hey, that got cut out of the box set. What's up with that? The lyrics were in the lyrics book, but it wasn't on the CDs.
Was it not? I feel like I had the box set with the
coffin one?
in.
Yeah, it
With the
wasn't on there.
coffin?
Yeah,
Are you
it
sure?
was in the lyric book, but not on the CDs.
I feel like that was a California thing.
I think I had the cassettes anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Tennessee's all about killing people. Let's face it.
2 PC out here.
I don't know. Terry Funk's always told me a lot of very bad things about people from Tennessee, and I tend to believe things that Terry Funk says, like never believe a man whose ass is wider than his shoulders. He told you that. That's what you call a satchel ass, and that's what he called the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, or as he called a fucking dog, Dusty Rhodes.
Do we want to do? Hey, Casey, do we want to do a beer koozie or do we want to do a coffee mug? I mean,
Beer koozie.
Andre Nichols said koozies.
Can we like make a hoodie that when you zip it up, it's a mask of my face?
There is a hoodie design that I have in the works that I'll show you. It's
I
pretty
like.
dope.
How about some sunglasses with our logo on it? Because I always lose my sunglasses, but if they had our logo on it, I would feel bad when I lost them.
Casey, are you saying that because I made those sunglasses in 2K17?
Did you?
I did. They're part of my outfit.
Entrance, because I always beat the fuck out of you the second you come out of the entranceway. So
How do you do the entrance breakout in my career?
all I do is set up sneak attacks. I don't actually feud with you because you're beneath me, much like W Lucha. And yeah, it's funny. I've never been in a feud with him. I had like 1 or 2 matches. I was feuding with Kalisto at the time, much more formidable opponent. Yeah, just saying. Yeah, they still didn't fix the pin issue. And also Byron's character, we have to point this out, does the testicular claw, which is a move that they fucked up and forgot to program a counter for. So it's like a cheating move, but apparently they fixed that on this latest patch. So you're fucked, Byron. Your dick claw doesn't work anymore.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Vinny Massaro? I saw it. What the fuck?
You saw what? I'm trying to see if Vinny wants to come on real quick.
Oh, okay.
Well, here we go.
What? Here we go. What?
That's it. Pup, you ready?
I want to know what you were talking
ready,
about with 2K17.
Okay, so
2K17.
a bunch of moves that were exploits, and Byron unknowingly had one as like his special or his finisher for a while, which is pretty funny.
No, it's a regular move, so I could have just cheesed the whole match, grabbing the dude's groin.
Oh, that's even better. See, like, they used to do that a lot, and there's always like 3 or 4 moves that get through that way that they don't know about until people start using them online. And, like, winning. Sounds like Freddie got him again. Jesus Christ.
Oh, my God.
I was telling him before we started recording that his door sounds like Freddy Krueger scraping across a boiler room.
Dude, I leave all my doors loud on purpose. Like, I want to know when fools are coming and going.
It's good. Yeah, that's a good strategy, actually.
And I don't care if I wake people up in the house. Like, I want to know. I want to hear every door, every second that it moves in my house.
I live in a barn. Nobody's going to hear it.
That is true.
Valid point.
Good point. Yeah, exactly. Where's Vinny Massaro at?
I don't know. I just sent him an invite. Just because I sent him an invite doesn't mean he'll come. I sent a lot of people invites to the show.
I think we should wrap up the show before he shows up just to be assholes.
Oh, you're a D. Well, he might not come on anyway. I don't know. He texted me at way earlier.
Oh shit! And you didn't see it?
No, like 4 p.m. or something. I was running around. Dude, I got pies in the oven. I'm cooking a batch of collard greens right now. I got to do mac and cheese tomorrow.
Collard greens.
You know it.
Woo!
I'll be right over.
Got some spice on it too, like a vat, because all my homies from Ohio stay out here in LA for Thanksgiving.
Nice.
So we have this big, California, we call it Kentifornia, because all my friends from Kent and Cleveland or whatever are out here when we get together. And somebody else is doing turkey this year, but I'm doing mac and cheese, doing the collard greens, and I'm doing the stuffing. So I did the collard greens today because they got to soak up the flavor of the ham hocks and the hot sauce.
No. Quit. You're killing me.
It's so good. And,
my God.
And bacon. I didn't even use salt pork this year. I went straight ham hocks and bacon.
God.
So good. So good.
Oh, dude.
Damn it.
That sounds amazing. Is our awesome shirt designer Charlie going to be one of the people there?
Yes. And Charlie is bringing the Italian to Thanksgiving this year. I think he's doing a batch of gnocchis. And
dude, yeah, that's
so
way better than pumpkin pie.
He's going to be whipping up potatoes at like 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, killing his arms. Yeah. And he better.
I was going to say, give him an extra slice of pumpkin pie for making such awesome designs for us. I don't actually like pumpkin pie.
Dude, I'll tell you what. This is how deep it goes with the shirts. Charlie bought a shirt. He didn't even get a shirt for free on the design that he made. He bought a shirt.
Like, I gotta wait till you get the invoice.
I do want to officially announce on this podcast that we outsold the Young Bucks in T-shirts.
Yeah,
I would like to say that. It's not fucking true.
I'd like to say it, exactly.
That's where I was leading when I was saying we outsold people with pro wrestling tees stores. That was just to set up a Young Bucks joke that came way too late. But
I'm pretty sure I have more Last Real Heels merchandise than we sold of our stuff. So I don't think we're doing better than anybody yet. But look, thank you sincerely to anyone who did purchase a shirt, though, because it is legit going to pay our SoundCloud and our hosting fees or whatever. Yeah. I've been footing the bill for it myself, and we want to keep the show around, but the only way to do that is to make sure that we're not spending a ton of money out of pocket. We're not trying to get over either. We're not trying to get rich off this thing. I don't think it's possible to if we wanted to.
Just make it pay for itself. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's really the goal here. And this thankfully, since Byron probably bought 7 or 8 shirts himself, I think we'll actually do that. So basically, Byron is paying for the show, but he's doing it through the shirts, so I don't feel so bad.
Yeah, and he's giving them to people we like, except for himself, because he's also giving them to himself that we don't like. But
I like me.
No, we like you, Byron. We're just kidding.
But next time we do have to use some of the proceeds to buy our actual designer a frickin' shirt so he doesn't pay for it himself, because I felt like crap when I found out he ordered one himself, and I was like, ooh, I should have done that. Sorry, Charlie.
The more people that are walking billboards for the MMM show will just pave the way for the shirts that talk about deliciousness that you really want to see. Because I know all you denizens of deliciousness that are still hanging in this late in the show. It's probably like 7 hours long right now. But you know what? You want to hear me make more jokes about Jan Michael Vincent. But you know what?
A lot of people actually just tuned in because they're coming off the West Coast feed. Because we actually started during the West Coast feed. So
those fuckers got to start from the beginning and listen to Eric, because I am so out of interesting things to say that I'm just going to keep talking about Airwolf all night and how, like, when they went to the USA Network, it was bullshit because they stopped filming actual.
That's it. Mute him.
No, because I got to ask him. You never told me, Casey.
Justin, mute him.
Into the Ninja. That was what this show was really supposed to be about tonight.
Yes.
I mean, this show was really, really about Enter the Ninja for people who haven't watched it. I know you might have tuned in to hear us talk about Lucha Underground or MMA or WWE. That's not important, people. What's more important is the major American hit for Golden Globus at Canon Films called Enter the Ninja.
It is on Amazon Prime right now, Amazon Prime streaming. So if you have an Amazon Prime account and you're not running out to watch that movie right now, you are a piece of shit and I fucking hate you. But you can fix yourself by maybe watching it tomorrow. Because what's a Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving is giving thanks for what you're thankful for. But you know what? if you're not thankful for ninjas, you're a horrible person, because ninjas are fucking awesome. And I'm thankful for Sho Kosugi. And you know what? I'm even thankful for the bitch with the mustache. Like, that guy sucked, but you know what? He gives me a good winking gift to pin to my Twitter profile.
Yeah, and he wasn't terrible in the acting scenes. The amazing thing about Enter the Ninja 2 is, like, for a B movie, all these practical stunts, and it's actually pretty well filmed. Like,
My
it's
favorite
not.
thing, you know, Justin, my favorite thing is for a B movie, it spawned countless imitators like it was a big budget movie. And all that Godfrey Ho shit that I talked about on the Bad Movie Night podcast, direct ripoff of Enter the Ninja, and wouldn't have existed without it. So I would love
even
to.
Even Sho Kosugi himself did Pray for Death, and the budget was like 5 times higher on that movie, and it's still about the same quality level.
Oh, that movie rules, though. Oh, God. I love
Yeah,
Pray for Death so much. Like, that I need to check and see if it's available anywhere. But
yeah, I don't know.
I
Where that
used
one
to
is.
watch it. You know, I saw
But
it on
that's not a
streaming.
canon movie, is it? Wasn't that like
No.
21st Century or some other company?
Right. And it was, you know, it used to stream on something weird, like a Crackle or like one of those. Like,
I think it was Crackle, actually.
Yeah. And I watched it on there like within the last year. But it's probably not there anymore. But that one's great because you get that sick kabuki mask and shit. Like, so good. But
I wonder if people will talk about one of Byron's movies like this one day.
they'll be like, oh, you know, I don't really like the Bates Haunting, but I like the houses that October built. That's a direct ripoff of Bates Haunting and is on Netflix. Like, Byron, you got to see this. You got to see this movie. It would fucking piss you off. But
Are you sure I need to see it?
no, it would just piss you off.
Hey, I'll tell you what was good, though, was turning the sound off on Byron's movie and listening to the Last Real Heels commentary while watching Bates Haunting. That was actually very entertaining.
I enjoyed that.
We should do a commentary of Enter the Ninja.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because you know what? Mass Mats and Mayhem, who wears masks? Fucking ninjas, son.
Byron, have you finished reading Rencor yet? Life in Grudge City?
I'm almost halfway through.
I'll finish reading it this weekend for sure.
Definitely. We're all kind of in the middle of reading Matt Wallace's book here.
Yeah.
And we shall see. We shall see what we think of it.
Speaking of ninjas, check out our boys at vintageninja.net and From Parts Unknown.
Yeah, hopefully, I think Matt's going to probably try to come on the show whenever our schedules actually line up, or we actually know more than 2 hours in advance when we're going to do a podcast.
We got to get Matt on here, and we got to get Keith on here, because Keith is a pretty cool guy, too. I've talked to him at some cons. He's a good dude.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's doing a lot of the promotional side of this stuff, and he's just trying to get Matt out there. But I think it's cool that somebody wrote a book about a lot of stuff that we're interested in. I wouldn't have the patience to do it myself, even though I'm in the middle of writing 2 or 3 books, but they're never going to come out. You're never going to read them. So kudos to Matt for actually
we're publishing it on
releasing.
Amazon now, Justin. This is how this is going to work. This is instead of t-shirts, we're going to get the book, and it's going to be a cookbook of delicious collard greens recipes.
Oh, now do a cookbook I could probably whip up faster than I could finish one of my novels. I mean, I'm writing this one epic space novel thing that rivals Game of Thrones crossed with Dune, and it'll never be finished. Like, I have maps that I'm having to create to figure out where things are happening, kind of. You know, this is my idea of writing an easy book. I'm an idiot. It's never going to be finished.
Dude,
So-
let's add that to the cookbook. So you just throw, like, first you're going to be like, the hyperdrive is out of control. I wish I had a recipe for collard greens. And then, like, they could eat, and that could fuel the ship. Yeah.
Hey, why not? Cookbook
Problem
sci-fi.
solved.
There you go.
This is why Lucha Underground needs a third man on the writing team. Call this guy right here.
You ever wonder what they eat on the spaceships like Star Trek?
No, because I fucking ate
They show it all
astronaut
the
ice
time.
cream, bro. Astronaut ice cream's delicious. You ever had it?
Yeah, it's dehydrated.
Yeah, it's awesome. But I heard it's bullshit, and they never really eat it in space.
And on
That's
Star
ridiculous.
Trek, they just use a replicator, and actually on the original series, they just kind of had a commissary. They eat regular food, man.
In Star Wars, they drink fucking blue milk. It's amazing.
It's space. It's not like hell or someplace weird. It's just outer space, man. Even our own astronauts, they had Tang, dude. and they have
You know
like
what
packets
always
of
bothered me?
gravy.
You know how like you watch Star Wars and they talk like normal people, right? But somebody calls somebody a chicken in one of the Star Wars movies, and that always bothers me because that means chicken exists, and it's not some weird like alien. It's just fucking chicken, and you never see like a regular ass chicken in any of the movies. So why is somebody calling someone chicken? That fucking bugs me, man.
Did I
I don't
tell you
know,
that?
though. I like to
Literally
think that chickens are so easy to raise that they just spread throughout the universe, and that things really taste like chicken because they're chicken everywhere in the universe. It's just chicken.
I just want to eat Wampa.
It's the Matrix, man. The Matrix.
God, I feel like we just got to run in by fucking Bray Wyatt.
I love it. I love it when Urban just chimes in. Speaking of which, they actually got a whole lot of drug references into Lucha Underground tonight. They may have insinuated that the Rabbit Tribe may be under the influence of some things.
Nah.
Has the wrestling show really gone there? Like there?
Well, Rob Van Dam had some shirts.
Well, but that was the
Peyote's not a drug, man. It's a cactus. That's all I'm saying.
So what you're saying is they're really big fans of Cactus Jack?
Yes, exactly.
Now, see, but when the Rabbit Tribe gimmick first started, and I was at this match that happened tonight, I was really feeling like it was more of an ecstasy gimmick. Like I thought
they were touching themselves a lot. Yeah.
Well, and like EB Dub said, maybe they morphed the gimmick a little bit. Maybe I'm thinking of some of those dark matches too, but it felt very like like London had slipped on a puddle of Molly or something and showed up at the temple the next day.
I don't know what that means, and I don't think it's like cool to talk about Molly Holly like that because I heard she's a very nice person. But shit, what was I gonna say? Yeah, there were other versions of this gimmick. I don't think we can talk about them just in case they give them to someone else. But like complete re-gimmick, like complete, absolutely different. And that was weird, and it was kind of cool.
Urban is throwing skulls. I just want you guys to know that he's throwing skulls.
Is that a euphemism for jerking it?
Nope, he's actually throwing skulls. Not a euphemism.
He's got to build that throne somehow.
Is this our Conan the King throne after all?
Did I ever go over the theory of why those skulls were all baby sized? Because it's kind of fucked up.
Ooh,
why?
Gruesome.
Well, because Katrina's lived a really long time, and Mills probably accidentally got her pregnant like 50 million times.
Oh, Jesus.
What is going on?
That's it. I have to leave on that note.
I think we all do.
Yeah,
I think we all do. I think that's it. We're just going to leave it right there, folks.
I get somewhere to be.
Baby skulls. Until next time, stay calm and stay in the mix.